Yo, 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 yo. This is Ron. That is Leroy Green. And this is another
What up? What up?
edition episode of the Weekend Rhyme, the number one hip hop weekend podcast in the game. What's good, brother?
What's good, man? I'm good, man. Just, had a good weekend, So I'm chilling, man. Just ready to get off in this hip hop thing, man.
Yo, it was a nice, relaxing. Well, I can't say it's relaxing because we have the grandma's home going ceremonies tomorrow. So we had a busy, eventful weekend. Family coming into town, getting everything ready for a service. So we've been
Right.
kind of locked and loaded. That's why we weren't on yesterday, and this week's gonna be kind of hectic as well. But we wanted to come in tonight, man, and kind of show love. You know, everybody getting back together, getting back right for Monday for the new week to start after the
Right.
4th of July holiday. We had some hip hop things that was happening over the weekend, and none other
Mm-hmm.
than Kendrick Lamar dropped "Not Like Us" music video on July 4th to kind
Yep.
of add to the festivities. So we might get into that. Before we get into that, there was Essence Festival this week. Shout out everybody, hit like and subscribe. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification icon. Let us know what you feel about what we got going on. That like button takes us a long way. But
Yeah.
yeah, it got us thinking, man. It got us thinking. It got me thinking about, the top 25 hip hop videos of all time. So I got a little list that I put together. We ain't gonna go into that today. That'll be on one of next week's episodes on Mic Check. We'll get into that.
Dope.
Yeah, but it was Essence Festival, man. Shout out to all my people that were in New Orleans, man. Shout out to the people that were in New Orleans for Essence Festival. I've been a couple. You ever been to Essence? You ever been to Essence Festival?
No, but I want to go. I want to go, man. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Essence Festival is like an adult version of Freaknik, right? I seen a meme going out a couple years ago. It was like if Freaknik and some other festival grew up and had a baby, it'll be Essence Festival. It was like that. Some grown folk having a good time. I was there when Janet Jackson, I think it was New Edition, Janet Jackson, I want to say Patti LaBelle
Yeah.
did that joint. And it was good. It was good. It was cool. It's a cool vibe. It was a cool vibe. But yo, somebody in the chat saying, let's talk about Busta's arrogance. Let's get the Busta. Let's get the Busta. Let's get the Busta. I wasn't there, but this is the clip that's been the circulating social medias on Black Twitter and all type of hip hop Twitter. Here it is right here.
Hey yo, fuck them camera phones too. Let's get back to interacting like humans. Put them weird ass devices down. I ain't from that era. Them shits don't control the soul. Fuck your phone. Excuse me, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I will point every last one of y'all out until y'all asses is up. 33 years of doing this shit, I ain't used to niggas sitting down at my show. I don't give a fuck. All age groups, get your ass up now. I see you, beautiful queen. Get up too. Fuck going on? Everybody up top too. Get your big head asses up. Look, the reason why there will be zero tolerance for bullshit energy in here is because this is my first time in New Orleans at the fucking 30-year anniversary of the Essence Festival. This my first time. This my brother's first time. And it's my other brother's first time. That's right. Make me feel like we home. Hey, yo.
Y'all was at Rock the Mic too.
You want to turn it up? Say turn it up.
So that was Busta at the Essence Festival a couple nights ago, telling folks to put down the phones, put down the phones, put down the phones. So, Leroy, before I get your perspective, let me give the audience, if you guys haven't been to Essence Festival, how it goes, right? There's a lot of food, there's a lot of partying going on. It's held in the Superdome, which is a little, you can walk it. It takes a while. It takes about 20-25 minutes to walk there from Canal. You know what I'm saying? From Bourbon to Canal. It takes about 25 minutes to walk. The Ubers is crazy. You're not gonna get a lift. Because everybody and their mamas at the hotel and people are jumping in other people's Ubers, taxis ain't working. It's just gonna be it's a situation just to get there, right? So I saw a lot of empty seats there, right? So that probably was kind of making Busta upset, you know what I mean? But so and it's hard to get drinks. Is the way the Superdome is configured. All the drinks are on the back end. So if you want water, the seat, they pack them everybody in like sardines. So it's hard to really move. So you saw a lot of empty seats. Those people could have gone to the restroom because the restrooms are far. It's a very old stadium, and Superdome is a very old place. So I can understand why there was some empty seats there. But my thought is, there's a couple thoughts. One, I've been to shows like in Las Vegas where they make you put your phones in pouches, like Dave Chappelle. I think Chris Rock, you had to do that. You had to, Joe Rogan, you had to put your phone in like a bag. You keep the bag, but at the end of the night, they unlock it. You know what I mean? So I understand that, sometimes you don't, as an artist, you don't want to see people holding up their phones. I don't like it. Sometimes I just want to enjoy the show. I don't want to see people just holding the phones up and, putting it on Instagram or YouTube. I understand you want to capture the moment and look at it later, but I'm the type of person, I keep my phone out unless it's something really cool. Like U2 at the Sphere in Las Vegas, I had my phone out because this was something you probably not going to see again. U2 here in this venue. It's the first of its kind. It's kind of historic. So I took a couple of snapshots and videos like that, but it was just it's wild. But then my last thing I would say is that you want to make sure as an artist, it's your job to get the folks up. If they ain't standing up at the show, as you as an MC, in my opinion, and Busta's been doing this for 30 years, 3 decades, even probably even longer than that, is your job, Spliff, Busta, to get the people engaged in your show. And I understand it's a disconnect with people having their phones out, but 99, like the whole crowd at Essence, a lot of it is women. So they're gonna have their phones out, they're taking selfies. That's just what it is. But I've been talking too long about this. What's your thoughts on this, Leroy?
No, you good, because I'm listening. It's no right or wrong to this particular situation. Like I said, for Busta is high on my list of all time. You know what I mean? So when I talk about Busta, in my mind, I'm talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. You know what I mean? So when you do something for 30 years, it's kind of like you probably should be respected when you get on the stage. You know what I mean? But now how you approach getting the crowd up and hype, that's on the artist. And I think maybe that what he was saying was an attempt to try to get the crowd in, get the crowd's energy up. Now, granted, it's kind of backwards, right? Like if I come in here and I scream on the chat, right? Am I screaming on the chat because I really don't like y'all, or am I screaming on y'all because I do like y'all? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a difference. You know what I mean? But Busta, he's a personality, right? Like he has moments where he's animated, he's funny, he could be, he could talk that shit. You know what I mean? So it's Busta Rhymes. I don't think he went too crazy. As far as the phone thing and the way he feels, we might be looking at hip hop, dying out. You know what I mean? And just in its last trying to hang on to life, this is what we're seeing. You know what I mean? So
I mean, it's a new energy, right? I guess the cell phone thing is even on the Juneteenth pop out Kenny and Friends concert. I noticed that was such a big moment. But if you look at some of the footage, I guess people just wanted to capture. I seen people turn around and take selfies while he's performing. That always kind of wild to me, right? I just want to remember a memory by just remembering it. I don't want to have my phone out all the time. It's just different. It's just different. But the culture came up on social media. They came up on cell phones. It's a little different. Exactly. Again, Essence Festival, it's going to be pretty majority females. They're going with their friends. It's like a girls' trip. But I just think he was mad because the seats was empty. He was mad because, they probably wasn't feeling them. I don't know what it was, man. The energy might have been off. I don't know. I just think, as an artist, your job is to get the people hyped, right? I can't get mad and be like, I'm about to log off this pod because ain't nobody hitting the like button. I gotta say something to make people hit that like button. I gotta say something for people to subscribe. Make sure I hit that like button though. Subscribe though. But I gotta say some cogent stuff to make some points to make people connect to what we're saying, to make them want to hit that like button, make them want to hit that subscribe button. So I don't know, man. It's just, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, no, I hear both sides. And, some people, they don't like that. That type of energy. I like that type of energy because I don't think it's like meant, or I don't think he's really mad for real. I think part of his delivery is like an angry delivery, like an Ice Cube. Like if Ice Cube came out and said, man, y'all get your big head up out your seats right now. Like we know that he's not really attacking. That's just his delivery. You know what I mean?
Right. And it could be like he feels like his powers are waning because back in the day, man, Busta could be off stage saying something,
Right.
woo, you can say something crazy, his ad libs, and he can get, put my hands where your eyes can see. They can just drop the beat and people will go crazy. But it's 2024, so you're not going to get that reaction. Again, you got to know, you got to read the room. That's what the young folks say, right? They say you got to read the room, right? The room it's Essence Festival. It's hot. That's a terrible dump of arena. Saints fans, I'm sorry if y'all Saints fans in the chat. I love the Essence Festival, but it's a dump. It's one of the worst NFL arenas in the game. I don't know I just don't even want to step foot in it, but that's where Essence is held. It's all good, man. But anyway, let's get to what the show is about, man. I know Cash Money was there too as well. They had a reunion. I heard there was some friction between Baby and Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne didn't perform with the rest of the Cash Money camp. I don't have any details regarding that. I thought there was going to be a Hot Boys reunion at some point. Judging by the fact of what I heard happen at Essence, that may not be happening, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Birdman and Wayne, they not cool yet, man. I thought they patched things up, man. What's going on?
I thought they did too, man, but time will tell, man. But let's get into what we came to talk about today.
No doubt.
Let's talk about Not Like Us. The video dropped on July 4th, celebrating America, 4th of July. What did you think about the video, Leroy?
I thought the video was good. It was, I had a lot of running around to do. I really didn't watch it a bunch of times, but I did watch it, take some notes. And I just think an intentionality, regardless of what you feel about Kendrick Lamar, he played chess perfectly. He made this a larger conversation. He made it a culture versus vulture conversation, a colonizer situation, a red and blue coming together situation. And we're about to get into another red and blue situation with politics. That's another story. But, the symbolism of the owl in the cage, the hopscotching, over the six, you know what I mean? So it's a lot you could do with one song. It's like so many layers you could pack into one song. So I think that as artists, like my whole thing is like how to make the culture strong again, how to make it to where it is a strong and healthy culture. So we have to study all these little things. And that's why, I try not to talk about what I don't like so much and talk about what I do like, because the way Kendrick played this whole situation, perfect execution, is beautiful, man. It was beautiful. And like, regardless of what you got to say, when you bring gangs together, just for a video, it could lead to politics that lead to a more peaceful coexistence in particular neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So Kendrick used a war situation and found a way to twist that into his benefit for a greater good, all with just a song. So that is like the greatest science right there. Well, I don't know, but to do that, you have to be beyond an artist. You're on something. You're somewhere else in artist land to do that. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that.
Yo, Mad Max in the super chat says, that video was boring as F. Dot has no charisma. Mad Max in the super chat says Pac would have had a dead owl in the cage. Dot soft. Man, okay. So let me get into what I thought about the video. See, I'm the producer of the show, right? So this film lane and the cinematography thing, this video, that's my thing. Mike is more of the the historian of rap. He understands the history more so than I do, even though we both know the history, but he's more into that, right? That's the element that he brings to recording hip-hop. I'm more of the visual person, the media person, so I'm looking at this video with different eyes. Leroy, you bring decoding lyricism to the table. We all have our different strengths. So as a producer, director, former film major in college, look at this video, a person that goes to run to the TV to watch Yo MTV Raps in the basement and Rap City with Big Les and Joe Claire and Fab Five Freddy, and so I understand the bigness of videos. That's why I'm putting together this 25 favorite hip hop video list of all time. With all that being said, I thought the video was dope. I thought the video was dope for several reasons. One, I like how he kind of deconstructed several of his lyrics, his bars, in a visual way. If you look at it right, let's go through it. So he does the video starts off him rapping a new song. So I think he's listening to what people are saying in the blogosphere, in the YouTube space, saying where's the new music. He starts the video off with a new song. Sounds like Mustard did the beat. That's what I'm hearing. It sounds very West Coast. It's got that Mustard feel. So he kind of answers that, right? So off the bat, okay, new music is coming. He puts a little Easter egg out, a little nugget saying, okay, some music is coming, right? Mm-hmm. Then you got the whole scene where he's, a man that had the crump dancing, the clown situation. They're in the class. I see the red and white imagery, right? I see all that imagery, right? And it's telling because the video, he did the pop out on Juneteenth, which is a celebration in some parts of the culture. Some people in our culture celebrate it, some people don't. That's another conversation for another day. So he does the pop out on Juneteenth, and then he releases the video on July 4th. And what I think what Kendrick is trying to convey in the video, you see the red and blue, which could be the Sets, Crips, and Bloods, but it also on their shirts, there's lots of red and blue. So it's a very American picture that he's trying to paint. America doesn't just look like one thing, right? It is LA. America is Compton. We are Americans. Is what I think that's the message what he's trying to say. And then Mike hit me in the group chat. He was like, it's the us. He's saying the U.S. marginalizing further.
Right.
Drake being a Canadian, him being an American, and this is his expression of his patriotism in this way via this record. I could be looking in too deep into it.
No,
but I'm thinking us, when he says us, I'm thinking he says you. He's talking about us as Black Americans in the U.S. This is what it is. He has the colonizer lines. He's got Drake as the outsider, as in Canada, detached from foundational Black American culture. That Tariq interview is still coming. So the first thing I deconstructed was he answers push-ups, right? He's in cell block 1. He's dropping, giving them 50, right? And that's kind of the first kind of thing I noticed. Well, not the first thing I noticed, maybe the second or third thing I noticed. So yeah, I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope. I think the video, I give it 4.5. Give it 4.5.
Yeah, no, I was there with you, and I'll probably give it the same. But as far as like it was released on July 4th, so red and blue, that it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's not just a gang thing. This is America, so I think he in front of the shipping containers. When we talk about culture or exporting of a culture, hip hop being a culture that gets exported around the world. So you got the shipping containers. He was doing the push-ups, like I say, Drake had it talking about do push-ups. So he's doing the push-ups. He doesn't have Drake's picture on the wall. There's a picture turned around the other way. So it's all type of a meaning in it. The owl in the cage, you trapped Drake in a cage, right? Now I think he can rap his way out of it, but that hasn't been seen yet as of now. But you're trapping your enemy in a cage, in a cultural cage. My culture versus you, who I deem to be a vulture of this culture. So again, perfect execution. Lining things up on particular days. Just everything is like, this is a whole campaign. It's like he was running for rap president, and he made a whole campaign to get rid of this guy. You know what I mean?
Right. So I saw that, and that was one of the one element that I saw. Another element I saw was with him with the Black Hippie Crew and Top and TDE. He's showing that what Drake was saying in his records, the team looks like they're in solidarity. So that was another visual element, another Easter egg that Drake is kind of planting to say, look, man, this family's not divided. We intact, man. You know what I'm saying? So what you were saying on those records is not true. It's false. And they could have pieced it up. They could have patched it up just to kind of, for Kendrick. But even doing that, this shows, okay, we might have our differences, but this is an impenetrable family that we have that we're not going to let you disrupt. This is family business. So whatever's going on within the family, that'll stay within the family. So I thought that was a good visual as well.
Oh yeah, Whitney doing the crip walk in the living room, man. You know what I mean? He's doing the crip walk. The baby's having a good time. It's family at the end of the day. Your little shots, it didn't disrupt the family, man. Good try though. You know what I mean? But that's basically what Kendrick is saying. And there are, you know, Kendrick is representing a loyalty to the culture, a foundation to the culture, something that is about more than money to the culture, something that is about more than just the gratification, personal gratification of jewelry and sex and cars. He represents something else, and I hold Kendrick high to that. Like someone was saying about his, he doesn't have like a I don't know, some kind of swag that I guess people are looking for. But I think that, you know, maybe before he was famous, you know, I don't view Kendrick as the loud guy, the guy that would be the loudest in the room, or the guy that would be, you know, trying to get the most attention. I view him as one of the homies that, you know, he keeps to himself and he just minds his business, man. He takes care of his family and he chills and he works on his craft. And he held that. And that is what is winning over someone who was saying, I have everything, I can buy anything, I could have any woman I want, I have the most hits. All that is great stuff. But we are seeing something that takes a higher value in the culture above that. And that's culture itself, which is what Kendrick represents. And Drake can't do nothing with that. You can't put culture in a cage like he put the owl in the cage. You know what I mean?
Right. Another dope visual element is, I'm talking like a producer and somebody that loves his directing, his media game.
Right.
This Dark Lane tape kind of reference. You see this right here? That was in the video when like Kendrick's just standing there, like unbothered, and you see a Drake-like figure from the Dark Lane tapes kind of come up from the people from the back, and like nothing can touch him. I thought that was really dope. That was a dope touch, man. From a cinematographer perspective, those touches right there was dope, man. Then having DeMar DeRozan in the video, you know, that bar that he said, you know, him being a former Toronto Raptor, a supposed friend of Drake, you know, popping up in the video. It just showed, this video just showed the magnitude of several different things, right? Again, how these places like Compton, California, LA, on July 4th, we're all Americans, right? We all celebrate, you know, we all are part of this, the fabric of the country.
Right.
Is the country perfect? Has it had its dark days? Does it still continue to have its dark days? But at the end of the day, we're all, you know, in this nation, and we contribute to it. We built it.
Right.
We're the fabric, we're the backbone of it, we're the engine of it. So hip hop music represents the very best of America. So him dropping it on July 4th was a dope touch. It was a poignant touch. And then seeing like the end of the video, how everybody in LA and Compton kind of turned up with him, enjoying the moment. That's something that only, you know, having that connection to the people, you can't recreate anything like that without having that connection. And that was, hip hop is a tie that binds. So I thought it was dope, man. Like I said, again, I saw this little Nothing Was the Same reference. You look at, you know, one of Drake's albums, you got Homegirl crip walking, you know what I'm saying, on the tightrope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a little supple jazz. And hit us in the chat. What did I miss? Maybe I missed some other things that maybe, Leroy, you saw some things that I didn't see. I did get the owl in the cage.
Yeah.
That was dope. Mad Max said, you know, he should have hurt the owl. I don't know about that. His Mad Max in Super Chat says the same DeMar they traded to win a chip. Mad Max says, how you show a loser in your moment.
Okay.
Again, man, you know, I think, you know, Kendrick did what he had to do. He won, and he's doing his victory lap right now. He answered a lot of critics, dropped some new music in the beginning of the video, and then he got the whole coast, the whole city to turn up. So shout out to Kendrick, man. Shout out to TDE. Shout out the whole you know, Dave Free, everybody to put that video together. What's his other company called? What's his company called now? It's called
Lang.
Yeah, the Lang crew. Yeah, shout out to them boys, man. It is what it is. You know, while everybody was there, Michael Rubin's July 4th party, Drake was there included. You know, he put this video out. So it was a dope situation, man. It was a dope situation.
It was dope. You know, I was worried about K Dot, man, when the battle first started off, because Drake is no slouch. And I'm thinking Drake is just gonna keep rapping, and then he build up a mountain of stuff. You know what I mean? That you have to climb over. We saw the reverse. We saw Kendrick doing a lot of the rapping. So it's like we got to give him credit for that, because it could have went a different way. You know what I mean? People, you know, just like I said, like people are saying Drake is finished. He can't come. I think if Drake I think Drake can rap his way out of it, right? By not being fake about nothing, just being real about everything. Like, let me tell you my real perspective, and I'm just gonna just kick it, you know, how I kick it. You know what I mean? And let the chips fall where they fall. Because, and as far as a culture, you know, there are culture vultures. There are some people who I think are labeled culture vultures that may not be that, but if he makes music that speaks to the culture in a way. Now, granted, after this, that's going to be very difficult. But what I mean is sometimes, you know, just kick your real life. Like, kick your real life, coming from where you came from. You started out as a child actor. You got into the music. You honed your craft of singing because you wanted to merge the singing with the boom bap rap aesthetic that you were listening to at the time. So you kept working at it until you got better at it. And then you entered the game and did what you did. Just tell that story. You know, some people are going to rock with it. Some people not gonna rock with it, but I think that's how you get out of this cage. You know,
it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough for him to bounce back, man. I think he will. I think he'll just do. Again, you know, if I'm giving Dre a playbook, Drake, if the OVO camp is listening, you know, I'm gonna give you some advice. Okay. One, again, I would go. And I would hook up with DJ Paul and Juicy J. I would tap into that Memphis sound.
Do that.
If I'm gonna do some hip hop shit, I'm gonna go that direction. I'm gonna link up with Jay and I'm gonna link up with Paul, because his father's from Memphis, so he can kind of lean into that, right? Lean into. I mean, your uncle is one of the baddest. Good, you know, he got some historical heritage in his blood, right? Larry Graham is one of the best bass players of all time, right? He laid the bass on work with Michael Jackson, Prince, Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, he's one of the I mean, Drake's got it in his blood to bounce back on some music shit, right? His uncle's that man. His father's from Memphis. So I would tap into the Memphis sound. I would go out, maybe do a song with Glow. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do a song with Moneybagg Yo. If you want to go to pop route, the Camila Cabello song didn't really pop off like that. So the pop route, I don't know if that's the route you can go. But if you're going to get into this rap game, I think you got to tap into some things that you know. I mean, he's been milking that Memphis sound since what's that? Certified Lover Boy. I think he took some of Project Pat's old records and kind of repurposed them, right? So he's always been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he can even take it to the Hugh. He's living in Texas now. He can tap into that old Texas sound with Thug and Bun B and you know.
But that's the Kendrick is making. He's making the argument that the only reason why you hot like this is because you taking our sound and flipping that. So if he plays that card, he'll just be making Kendrick more right. I think he should go back. He got to do what he's been doing. I mean, you can't switch the formula up now because Toronto. I don't know what the sound is in Toronto. I think Super Duper sent me some dudes. Out of Toronto. I thought they were dope. And Super Duper dropped their names in the chat, man, because you sent me the link, the Spotify. I listened to the album, but the name escapes me right now. Those cats are from Toronto. They was cool, you know what I'm saying? But Toronto don't really got the culture like that. I mean, you're not going to make waves with Toronto. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he needs to deviate. He needs to continue doing what he was doing. I think the people that was tapped into him before, maybe he tapping them with again. I mean, you know. I think he could stand on his own. He could stand on his own too. I think Toronto, the culture is a melting pot of stuff. And he could use that to his advantage too, though. I mean, he could say, yeah, you're talking about the accents that I use in my music, and I get that because you're saying I'm culture vulturing. But over here in Canada, it is a melting pot of cultures. So to you as culture vulturing, to me, I hear all these different accents when I'm out in the city and I'm out doing my thing. And 40 is his producer. Go back to 40, your producer. So that cold kind of sound that sounds like you just got into a vicious argument. You know what I mean? Go there. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And I guess Kendrick was the only person that effectively called out the quote unquote culture vulture aspects. Because to me, Drake's been doing this for 15 joints. So it's hard for me to put that label on him. I understand the argument that people make. I understand what Kendrick is saying, the way he's framing it.
Oh yeah.
But it's very hard for me to attach that label on Drake now when he's been doing this for 15 years. I mean, how can you do that? I mean, he's made songs with Ross, with Thug, with Little Baby, with Wayne, with Nicki, with Chains,
It's a lot of
what man he put on, my man. I mean, even what's that song called, man?
Weekend and
Weekend. I mean, he made even guys that that weren't household names. You know what I'm saying? He put 21 when 21 was coming in the game. He took 21 under his wing. He made songs with Migos. So Drake's been in the culture for 15 years, holding it down. And now in 2024, he's like, you know what? You're a culture vulture. But how can you say that? Because a lot of, let's be for real, we was with our ladies in the club, you know what I'm saying, dancing to the records. We was, we might put it on when the ladies came to the spot. We go to her spot, she playing the Drake, So it's a little wild. It's a little wild now. It's a little wild now that we're putting that label on Drake when for 15 years he had these records that we might not have been playing in our car, but we vibed to it in some type of way. You've been in Miami listening to Drake. You've been in LA listening to Drake. You've been in New York listening to Drake. I mean, it's just odd. And he just came off the biggest tour in hip hop history. So to say he's done
in the Bay, he's been giving the Bay Area props for like over 10 years. In his songs, he's shouting out all of our OGs. He's shouting out our lines. He's shouting out our dances. So if you think he's not good in Oakland, I got news for you. If Drake comes to the Bay, he's going to get love because it's a lot of codes in his songs where he's giving the Bay love. So it's like we got to we have to put a little bit of respect on that too, because there was a time where he came out in the Bay, shot the video with Tyga and Wayne, the YOLO thing. That was a good time, and he had it going up, and he, like I said, shouting out Mac Dre, rapping Forte, stuff like that. That speaks to the culture out here. So that's not really vulturing because he didn't have to do that. He could have just acted like he didn't even see the Bay. So he came and he gave props to it. You know what I mean? So.
Right. And shout out to Super Duper. He just sent me a text message. Rise Fresco and Daniel's son was a man, the Canadian Cats. You know what I'm saying? So tap into them. But yeah, so this video was dope. I thought it was cool. It was what I expected. I know my man Servan, who was on the Weekend Rhyme last week, he said that he thought that it could have been, it didn't really meet his expectations. But I thought it was cool. It was cool, man. Mad Max, some more super chats. Shout out to Mad Max. He says, hold on.
It's fire. You're tripping.
Mad Max says, man, this Will Smith, Chris Rock part 2. Mad Max, we're going to have you call in, man. Super Duper, man. Me and to get Super Duper on too. Mad Max with super chat says, y'all thought Will Smith was done, and now he back on top. Canada and America are melting pots. It's just BS. Drake, not a non-Jamaican saying Duppy he is culture. See again, yeah, I don't agree. It's a battle, like folks are saying in the chat. It's a battle, and that's the angle that Kendrick's going with, and he masterfully is playing his hand. I mean, he's playing the game the way he needs to be played. I just don't agree that Drake is a culture vulture. I think Drake, for 15 years, has been a part of the culture. Like him or love him, hate it or love it. Drake's been a part of the culture for 15 years. So. And we should have stopped it. If we had a problem with Drake, we should have stopped it when he was running with Wayne when he first came in the game with Young Money. If we had a problem with him, we should have said, "Yo, man, we not hold me down." When Best I Ever Had came out, we should have said something then. Don't say when he was doing on them Khaled records. Let's not play the game now. You know what I'm saying? Because
has a problem with how he moves, right? So. He comes in here and he says, well, I got more money than you, so I'm more cultured than you. That's how it comes off. Now he's sleeping with everybody's girl too. So that comes off another way. There's a lot of people in the industry, they feel away because he he snatched up their girl. So that's two. The sounds that he's choosing to always use in his music is taking a little bit from here, taking, a little bit from there, taking, so people feel a way about how he's moving. And I could kind of relate to that. I could relate to how they feel. Now, this man is putting up hit songs on a Michael Jackson level, right? And so people feel a way about that. He's also, there's a questioning of his pen. Those of us that are really, really about this culture, we know that if you're an MC, your pen can't be questionable. It has to be like a sword. You know what I mean? So his pen is questionable. So there are things that the culture feels like we don't like that. What I say to the culture is, being that a lot of us are like Kendrick Lamar, what I mean is foundational to hip hop culture. We got to study what Drake does. We don't have to like it. And I'm not saying go sleep with everybody's girl. Don't study that part. That's bad for business. But I'm saying study the moves, though, because what Drake did in hip hop was still incredible. So if the foundational hip hop, the lethal ones with the pens, study Drake's moves and try to learn something from that. You know what I mean? Because there are jewels there. Nobody comes in here, drops 100 hit records, goes 100 times platinum, and there's not nothing to be learned from that. You know what I mean?
Right. And then I see a point in the chat, right? Let me get to the super chat real quick. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Whitney is the MVP of the video. Wearing the wife beater is diabolical. Yeah, that was tough, man. That was tough. Let me pull that up. That was tough.
Shout out to Whitney, man. Hold it down. She held it down too.
That's what she's supposed to do, man. She's supposed to hold it down. But they say Drake emulating gang culture, trying to be a goon. It's like the kids. We all knew these kids back in school. Hell, I even know them in my own family, right? We from the suburbs. We listen to the music. We trying to be in the culture, and they doing goon shit, man. They out here wilding, man. They trying to bang. You know what I'm saying? They all tatted up. They toting pieces. You know what I'm saying? They moving. They trying to move a little something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they're not even from that element. You know what I'm saying? They're far removed from it. They're from the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Right. Mommy, daddy in the house. Everybody working. Everybody got college tuition funds, but they want to bang like that. So Drake is no different than what we see a lot in our culture when people are trying to become something and they're not, and they take on the characteristics of some of the lower. Not even the lower aspects, but some of the most negative aspects of our culture. So he's just a victim to that, searching for an identity and thinking that people have embraced him. And how could you not think that? You've been in the game holding it down for 15 years. Wayne, is holding you down. You're making all these records with Ross. You know what I'm saying? You're making the songs with the Little Baby. You're making these songs with Thugger and, and Chains and all these people that are embracing you. And you running with my man, man, I'm getting old, man. I got so much stuff going on, man. What's his mentor, man? A man out of Houston, Jay Prince, man. So he's running with Jay Prince, and they trying to, they give him his cred. So I understand that, and I'm not a Drake, and folks in the chat, I'm not being a Drake sympathizer or an apologist. I can care less. He caught his issue. He took his L. He's a grown man. He'll figure it out. But I'm just saying, we've seen this within our own culture, people emulating, acting like Drake or cosplaying gangster, if you will, and who knows, man? I don't know. I've never met Drake. I don't know. I don't know people that know him. I don't know people that's around him. Maybe he is like that in the streets. Maybe he built himself to be that, because a lot of these suburban cats that were not of the culture or were not in the streets like that, they did become active and they did become what they, portray, like Ross. Like they say Ross wasn't really like that, but now you can't say Ross will tell you something different. You know what I'm saying? So who am I? I don't know. That's how he.
We never know what these people are like. In my view, I don't think Drake comes from that world. I think when you're around it so much, because you're being in hip hop, you're going to be around that element kind of a lot, and then stuff kind of does start, rubbing off on you, and you're in close proximity. I think it can work for you, and it could also work against you. And a lot of people, that dynamic is going to work against you. It's not really going to help you. Ross, you see what he got into. So that situation is really working against him, even though he's already successful, already did his thing, of course. So, I mean, there are different ways to push different things. And in my view, the people that are really, really like that, they can't really operate in a business aspect of hip hop because they can't really be on cameras like that and XYZ. So, but you know, you'll never know. That's one aspect, but he's taken a multitude of things from the culture, not just, you know, acting tough, but the literal sounds, the styles, you know. So people got a problem with that, and I'm not mad at that. I see that, you know what I mean?
But again, we gotta be mad at we gotta be mad at the people that allowed it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks that Kendrick named on that third verse of "Not Like Us," we fed into this for 15 years. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
We gotta kind of we weren't checking it when it was happening. Now we checking it in the aftermath of the battle, which I understand, but I just don't understand how people are coming to this epiphany now about Drake. Like, oh my God, Kendrick just said this verse and he's a colonizer, and all of a sudden I just thought about it. No, if why weren't we having the same type of thought before? Maybe it took Kendrick to wake us up or wake people up, but this has always been, you know, conversations. You know what I'm saying? There's always been a thought with Drake, but it is what it is. But back to the video, I thought it was dope. We're gonna open these phone lines up.
Hold on.
And
I think we're ignorant to a lot of our culture. You see, when Drake got over here and they put him in the Jim Crow shirt, painted his face black, Drake didn't know what was going on. He may be thinking this is just another photo shoot. They're laughing, not knowing that this is a minstrel. And I think that because of his ignorance, he didn't know that. And I think us as a culture too, it's a lot of stuff we don't know about, you know, our own culture. So the games that was played on him, it also gets played on us because they play it on us in them contracts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to learn all around the board. It's not just about Drake, you know?
No doubt, no doubt. So we're gonna open these phone lines up, man. But as we get folks trickling in here, I thought about some of the, you know, this list will be unveiled during the week on Mic Check. I'm not going to get into it tonight, but this video had people talking, and like back in the day, you know, it was Michael Jackson, you know, there was Prince, there was Madonna videos, there was who else? MC Hammer. It was like big Janet Jackson. It was big videos that came out. People got excited. So this video, everybody was talking about it. It got like 16 million views in like a matter of hours. So I got to thinking, man, what are some of the biggest monumental videos in hip hop history? What are the videos that we ran home to see? You know, back then we couldn't rewind shit. You didn't have DVR. You didn't have, you know, any of that, right? You just had to, if you missed it, you missed it. And I got a little list that I put together, and it's hard for me to come up with the definitive list. But I ran it by Mike. Mike's looking at it. But I'm gonna say one of my favorite videos of all time is Public Enemy, Night of the Living Bassheads. I don't know if you remember that one. MC Lyte was in it. I mean, it was like a movie. Night of the Living Bassheads, Public Enemy.
Vaguely, definitely remember the song, but I got to go back to the video, man. You know what I mean?
What else? Another video I like. I like Going Back to Cali, LL Cool J.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Cali, that was dope. You know what I mean? That was dope. But hold on. Folks are saying I'm giving Drake too much slack on the blackface, and maybe I am because I wasn't there. I'm just speculating. I mean, I wasn't there, y'all. My overall point was there's a lot we don't know still in our own culture. There's a lot we think we know everything, but it's a lot in the rap game that we still don't know. So, you know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So that was, I was thinking, hey, what else is Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says Dot is a psychotic psycho stalker. He dropped that video right after Drake arrived at the all-white party. Awkward stares while he's walking in. Yo. Yeah, hey, it's chess, man. It's chess, man. It's chess. And that's how I like to deal with my opponents as well. Quite as clear. I don't have many opponents. I ain't trying to talk tough on this pod.
No,
but I'm just saying, like, people that, you know, you do battle with in business or in life,
right? People
on other pods, they take little shots here and there. I like to play chess in a different type of way, you know. So I'm studying what Kendrick is doing, and trust me, y'all see the moves soon. Y'all see the moves.
I mean, for me in competition, before I just go ham on the opponent, I'll try to turn a negative situation into a positive, right? That's how I'll try to spin it, right? So, and Kendrick did that too as well. There's also the art of war, but also just turning something into a greater positive for the culture. And we gotta give Kendrick props for that too as well. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. My man Super Duper in the chat says that's on my list too. Be True to the Game from Ice Cube is one of my favorite videos. Yeah. That's a dope video, man. Somebody said California Love video. That's a dope one. That's a dope one. Speaking of Super Duper, Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos. Okay, yeah, that's another one. That's another one. Super Duper, what's up, brother?
My G.
What's really good, fellas? What's happening?
What's going on? Listen, I guess we're gonna ask you the first question, man. What'd you think about the video? Not like us.
I thought the video was nice, like really how he executed it too. I mean, I think it instead of Kendrick actually replying to a lot of that stuff that Drake was saying, he just put a lot of that shit that Drake was saying in the video, and that was the reply. I mean, he had Dave Free in the video. They dapped up. Everybody looking like they is, TDE looking like a family. Him and Whitney looking like family. Like, I think he answered Drake with the video, with the subliminal. The video itself was almost like a subliminal shot. Like, man, this dude been lying on me. Like, everything he said is a lie. But
yeah, no doubt.
It was dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like really, like that's how I think that it was a genius video, honestly. I mean, Mad Max, I see him. I hope he jump on and explain his hate, man, because I can't believe Mad Max hating like this and acting like a Drake stan, and he don't even like Drake like that. So, but anyway, the video in itself, him putting the bird back in his cage, like he locked down Drake, he put Drake back in his place, and he, kind of like he exposed him, and how the owl was almost bowing down to him when he put it back in the cage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the whole video. I mean, I ain't gonna act like it's one of the greatest videos of all time or nothing like that, but it was a great video, man. I think he answered a lot of questions with it.
He did, man. He did. Hey, let me ask you something, Super Duper. Same thing I asked Leroy. What do you feel about, and I guess it's part of the battle, and we got recency bias or whatever, but I see a lot of people acting like they really latching on to the fact that Drake is a colonizer and a cultural vulture. But my question is, why wasn't the same energy around? Where was everybody at for 15 years, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, why wasn't the same energy? Why did we just come to this point of thought? Was it was it a battle, or was it we're in a different space now, a different climate now? Why did it take 15 years for us to call this out?
I mean, I think it because everybody don't want to look like a hater, and at one when things hit the fan, then people start speaking their truth. You know what I'm saying? So like one of my other guys that be in the chat, Infamous P, we had this discussion all the time when we talk about that, because he feel like somebody should have went at Drake a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, went at him hard, like, but it didn't happen because nobody wanted to be looked at as a hater or like they hating on Drake. So I think that we all, I mean, honestly, us as hip hop heads, me myself, I won't say that I looked at him as a culture vulture or anything like that, but I always looked at him like he was not truly hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess it take a beef sometimes for those feelings to come out and for people to actually, let it be known and say it. I mean, I don't think Kendrick is the only person in the industry that feel that way either. That's why you got these other guys that was kind of beefing with him. I mean, a lot of the beef, like with Future and Metro and Ross, I guess a lot of that is kind of personal. But the way that I think that people don't respect the way that Drake moved, and they don't really respect his music and like the style of music that he put out. Being people that's in the industry and guys that's making music, they look at him like he I guess like he cosplaying. I mean, it's undeniable what Drake is doing. You know what I'm saying? He used different voices. One minute he Jamaican, next minute he Canadian, next minute he from the islands, next minute he from Memphis. So I think that when it comes out in a beef, you say how you really feel. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame Kendrick for calling him that. And I think that culturally, just the way that he grew up in old clips, you watch all these old clips, like it's a video of Drake acting, and he was playing like gay roles and grabbing a man on his butt and doing a lot of like real super suspect stuff. And now you the rapper that's on top of the world right now. So I don't think it's never too late to say how you feel, but just the way that culture move and the way that we are right now, people don't want to be accused of hating or just coming at somebody for nothing. That's kind of what I think, that people was afraid to look like how the game look. You know how the game like kind of jump into these battles and people like, why he battling with him? Why he hating on him? Why he just doing this because he jealous? Or you know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people wanted to stay away from that and didn't want to beef with Drake unless it was actually a real issue.
Right.
I think people were having a good time to Drake's music. So it was kind of like, we can't beef with the guy and we're having a good time every time his music comes on. Like for years, every time he went out, you know what I mean? I'm exaggerating, but he always had like a hit on the radio or something that had the place moving. So while people are enjoying themselves, it's kind of hard to battle, the guy that you're enjoying his music.
Not to bring up Eminem, but it's kind of the same thing for Eminem. Eminem got so many fans that say that he great. So a lot of rappers and guys in the industry don't want to be like, nah, he not in my top 5, or nah, he not in my top 10, or nah, I don't listen to him. So they kind of try to cater to the public in their own ways just to not look like haters.
But I think it's a two-way street with the culture vulture thing, because I'm not saying that we have to learn anything from another culture. I think we should. If people don't want to, that's fine. But I think like with the Lupe Amy Winehouse thing, right? Somebody may not be up on Amy Winehouse, so they'll go listen to the music and they'll be put on something new. I think he stressed so much on the lyricism that people that aren't really familiar with lyricism, they'll go look up something new. So I think, it works both ways. Sometimes you could say someone's a culture vulture, but they could open the door to something you never heard before. I never
looked at Drake as a culture vulture. I always looked at him as a guy that was doing his own thing, even if I wasn't feeling the singing, or even if I wasn't feeling like, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to make songs for the ladies. Somebody got to make club hits. Somebody got to do it. You know what I mean? So like, I never really looked at it like that. Aspect of it really never came to mind. But when Kendrick spoke about it and the way that he executed and pretty much explained himself, yeah, he looked like a culture vulture now. Now it's on your mind. So now you can kind of see the point of view where he's coming from. It shouldn't have took 15 years for him to be number one for all these years for somebody to expose it. But I just guess that the opponent wasn't the right opponent, and the time just wasn't the right time to be speaking on.
It wasn't the right time. This man, like I said, if you're in the music business when everybody was good on Drake, it would be better for you to be his friend than his enemy, because this man is putting up so many numbers that if he does a hook on your song, you out of here. So before you pick a fight with him, you're looking at him like, how could I get this hook for this song? You know what I'm saying? That's how the other artist is looking at him,
And at the time of climate that hip hop is in, it's more people that you can be hating on than Drake, when you really think about it. Because Drake, when you compare Drake to a Lil Yachty or a lot of guys that you can compare him to, they're it's bigger fish to fry, and smaller fish to fry than just a Drake. You know what I'm saying? And Drake actually, like I said, I don't think Drake is as bad as we want to pretend that he is now. I don't think that his music is as bad as we want to pretend now. I think that, he cool, like I said, but I never got in my car and played him. So I'm not, it's just not my style. But I understand that it's a time and place for everything. We listened to Kid and Play at one point in time. It's a genre, it's a bass out there. But so it's a bass out there. My bad, my guy over here coughing the lung up.
Y'all on that good tonight, huh?
No, man, I don't even smoke, man. I don't even do it no more, man. I'm retired. But but yeah, it's hip hop, man. We dealt with MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, Kwame and the Polka Dots. So I always respected Drake enough to where I felt like, he don't need to not do what he doing. Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to.
Like, We can deal with it all. Everybody can't be Nas and Jay-Z and Big and Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Right.
it just wasn't my flavor. It wasn't my thing.
Right. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says the only thing that a caged bird can do is sing. Damn, that's cold, Jermaine Johnson. It's cold.
He called it caged bird of Maya Angelou, okay? But I mean, you know, we hip hop can still branch out, y'all. I mean, we're thinking that hip hop has reached its maximum potential, but hip hop can still branch out, and you do that by looking at another culture. You're not really taking from that culture, but you're looking at it to understand it so you can convey a message, right? The same thing we did with mafioso music. So we looked at Italians. We said, okay, how are they moving? What is their code and ethics like? Okay, let's put that in our music, listen back and hear how it sounds. Sometimes you got to do that. There's a great artist coming out. I didn't really talk about it, but Blue is coming out with the Los Angeles album. But there's a cross culture, you know, with the Mexicans and the blacks there. So sometimes he may speak to something that has to do with the Latinos, but he's not Latino. But he's just making a point that sometimes they deal with the same drama, you know?
I think too that, you know, this beef just proved that, you know, there's hip hop and hip hop artists, and then there's guys like Drake and guys like, you know, like I hate to keep saying kid and play, but kid and play. Sometimes you got to stay in your place, really. When you you know, you think you really badass when it come down to this, but really the culture don't respect you like that. You're not like that as an artist. We just tolerating you. We dancing to it. We supporting you. We like it. But don't get yourself mixed up with a true MC. Don't think that you really like that when it come down to it. And I think that that was proven with this beef.
Right. I think so too, man. I think so too. So this battle was good. Hopefully this is the end of it. Well, not the end of it, but I think this is the end of it.
It ain't
the video. I don't think there'll be nothing else. I'm just excited now to hear this Kendrick Lamar album. The song that I heard at the beginning of the joint sounded like a banger. It sounded like one of the mustard joints. It sounded
definitely did.
Album. And if he's taking that approach, he's also answering the critics again to say he don't have music they really knock like that. So if he come with 2 or 3 more bangers, so you got this one, the one at the beginning, maybe another one. Shit, he had that kid. I mean, he'll be having the conversation ringing. You know,
he might have his first classic in my opinion, because like I said, I'm not a big fan of To Pimp a Butterfly. Good Kid, Mad City is slightly overrated to me. Definitely Section 80. I mean, I don't even count that album because I look at that as almost a mixtape. So for me, like I said, I don't.
I count that joint. That's my favorite Kendrick Lamar album. Section 80.
My favorite Kendrick Lamar album is Down, but I still don't look at it as a classic. So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm from the old school. So I never picked a side with these guys. I will listen to Kendrick. I got songs on playlists. I mess with Kendrick more than I mess with Drake. I will actually get in the car and play some Kendrick. But that Mr. Morale was a dub for me. I did nothing that I never want to hear pretty much again that's on that album. Good Kid, Mad City is nice, but I think that it's overrated. And really, a lot of these lists make me feel that way. So I can't lie. Like the way that they try to, you know, boost Kendrick up so much and try to make him the number 2 rapper, and they putting him over guys like Tupac and Nas and like there is a slight little bit of I guess hate from me. Not saying that I hate him. I do like him and I respect what he do, but just because of how they overrate him, when you start comparing them to guys like that, it does something to me, and for me it almost makes him look a little bit weaker. So I'm judging the music with that ear. I'm judging the music with Nas in the background, or with Tupac in my head, or with, you know, with those type of guys in my head. So when I'm judging it, when I'm thinking about it like that, it makes Kendrick loses value when you do that to me. He loses value. He loses placement for me.
I'm gonna push back a little bit, but I do agree with some things. Like there's some people I just don't like their music, and they didn't do nothing to me, and I'm just hating for no reason. Like J. Cole, I just don't like his music. The man didn't do nothing to me. I know he's nice. So why I don't like his music, I don't know. So I'm just I'm be hating, you know what I'm saying? But it's like sometimes that's what it is, you know what I
No,
mean?
but it's that ain't hating, no, Leroy. I mean, if you just that's I feel the same way about J. Cole. To me, that's not hating. That's just judging with the fair ear. For me, like especially when we ranking and we do these lists and people put the Billboard and Forbes and all these guys make these lists. It make you listen like that and be like, oh well, they
Exactly.
saying this guy's better than this guy. Like, hold on, let me go back and listen to the album. Let me go back and see if I was tripping, if I'm missing something. And then when you listen to it and it don't hit like that. You like, nah, like.
That's why I'm going to push back, because a lot of people are like, dude, we want to hear good music. But I have two different routes I could go. If they put me up on a pedestal and say, you're so great, right? I have to either meet that pedestal of greatness or give you good music, right? Just give you good. Good means good. It doesn't mean great. It just means good. So I could do that, but Kendrick's job, like in Eminem also, I feel like their job is to push culture. If I try to push culture, that means I'm not going to be giving you good music. I'm going to give you music that's pushing. So that music's going to sound very different. I can't give
you can push culture. You can do both though, Leroy. You can push culture and you can
I
give
can.
good music.
But it gets tricky when you're trying to push. It's like imagine trying to be like Outkast. It's like, how could I do that? That would mean you have to push sound in a new direction. So that's very difficult to do, and that's what artists like a Kendrick and even an Eminem's job is to try to push something, push the sound somewhere else.
I don't know about that one.
Just go buy good songs. Like, if he wanted to, he could just go buy good songs and then put the album out off the songs that he bought and just give you that. Easy work.
That's the same problem that I have even with an Eminem. Like I feel like if Eminem was ranked properly, I wouldn't have a big problem with it. Like when you trying to make him so great, you making him garbage, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And like if he was ranked properly, like if they was trying to say that Eminem is a top 20 rapper, right? I would agree with it. I wouldn't have no problem. I wouldn't be so outraged. It wouldn't look like I'm hating. But when it come down to hate is when they trying to put him in the top 5, trying to put him in the top 10. And when I go back and they have make these lists and they try to put Eminem over a Tupac or over a Nas, I go back to think like, which Eminem album is better than Godson? Like we don't even have to say the big name albums. Which Eminem album is better than Me Against the World? Like that's how I look at it. So like, or even Kendrick, is Good Kid, Mad City better than Me Against the World as from Tupac? I can't see it. I don't think he has the songs on there to make it better. You know what I'm saying? But
if Tupac,
that's just my opinion.
Right, and we share this. We share a similar opinion. Like I said, to me, I think Section 80 with High Power, the Keisha song, Hold Up, Rigor Mortis, Ronald Reagan era. I think that's my favorite Kendrick Lamar album.
But listen to the titles. Listen to the titles are a story. Like the titles represent a whole generation.
I get that, right? But even with you saying that, like that's your favorite Kendrick Lamar album, right, Ron? But is it a classic?
I wouldn't say it's a classic.
No, that's all I'm really saying.
It's a damn good album. Like
I agree.
Damn good album.
Yes.
Not to me, but to the young generation out today, they might look at it that way. Like again, like I'm the person that the way that everyone looks at Kendrick, that's how I look at Blue. So when his album comes out, in my mind, that's who's Kendrick to me. The way people and I feel like I'm saying his name a lot, like I used to say Nipsey's name a lot, and people would be like, "Why you keep talking about Nipsey, man? He's not that good." And I kept saying it because I felt like he was being overlooked. Blue, I feel like, is being overlooked to the degree of like akin to like a Nipsey. But
let me get to the super chat real quick, guys.
But
let me get to the super chat real quick.
Let
me get to the super chat real quick. I'm gonna bring my man Mad Max in to defend himself. They call him my man Mad Max a Kendrick hater. We're gonna see what's good. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Dre gave us Snoop, M and 50. Hove gave us Ye, Rihanna and Beans. Dre co-signed Yachty, Jack Harlow, and Sexy Red. That's a good point, Jermaine Johnson. But I will say that in Drake's defense, he didn't. He made almost damn near 30 songs with Ross. He didn't have to do that. He made songs with 2 Chainz. He made a song with Block Boy JB from Memphis. I mean, you never heard from Block Boy JB again. You know what I mean? He didn't have to jump on them songs. You know what I'm saying? He jumped on some of the UK dudes records. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying he didn't have to jump on Block Boy JB's record. You look at
bro. To become Drake, you know how many raps you gotta rap? Like Drake did his thing, bro. He didn't
but honestly too though, to be honest with you, this goes back to what Mike was saying. I want to say one of the last episodes where when did it become cool to sell out? Like, a lot of people was using Drake because they knew that it would sell out. So they was using Drake. And so if you're not really feeling his music or don't like him as a person or you think he a culture vulture, you shouldn't have been doing that music with you, and you should have been standing on your own 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, respect to Drake. I'm not trying to hate on Drake. I'm not trying to hate on Kendrick either. You know what I'm saying? But there's definitely a time and place for both of them. And right now, I think that the way that the game is and the way hip hop is in general, I mean, the game still need both of them because right now they are still the 2 best guys. Drake, he makes some of the best outside club music over the last 10, 15 years. Kendrick makes some of the most content-wise, cultural music since. So, the game still need both of them. I'm saying, well, yeah, definitely cultural, man. Come on now, don't hate, man.
Mad Max is in the building. The floor is yours, sir. What's on your mind tonight?
No, Ron, we gonna stop with this Kendrick bullshit. Because Kendrick, the real vulture, you guys gonna be peeping it, bro. He gonna come out with a Good Kid, Mad City. Then he gonna make a cracker album like To Pimp a Butterfly. Then when his Q rate is low, what does he go do? Oh, I'm gonna go F with the Negroes again. Let me go make damn. Then when his Q rate is high again, you know what he go back to do? Going back to making that tap dancing, cracker music and Mr. Morale. Get the hell out of here with that bum, man.
Why you calling the Pimp a Butterfly and Mr. Morale that though?
Because there's Mayo Pack music. Stop it.
No, it's definitely, like I said, I'm not a fan of neither one of the albums, Mad Max, at all. But I don't think that he was tap dancing on the album. I mean, he was speaking on what
you said it yourself. He's supposed to be a Hebrew Israelite. You want Mr. Morale talking about advocating for LGBTQ stuff?
I agree. I totally agree.
What is that? That's not selling out. He don't sell out.
Mad Max. When we talk about his spiritual leanings in his songs, right?
His spiritual leanings in his songs is fake.
I'm not going to claim that he's
fake.
But part of that teaching is to turn a bad situation into a good situation for the community. That's part of the teachings of the teachings, right?
But Leroy, that's cool. But Leroy, that's cool. But what I'm trying to say is, it seems very convenient how you go from Good Kid, Mad City to make to Pimp a Butterfly, right? Versus 70s knockoff 70 funk knockoff jazz music, which is for the certain type of crowd, and then when the blacks tell you we don't like that album, you go back to making stuff like Damn, and then when we fully embrace you again, you leave and then come back and make more cracker music. I don't understand how he gets a pass with that. He gets. You guys give him a pass with everything. This dude has been doing the same flopping nonsense that little I'ma go mess with you N-words over here when my Q rating is low to make my Q rating high. And then when my Q rating is high, I'm gonna go sell out. That's what he do. That's what that kid do.
It sounds like
promoting gang violence and stuff. It is right. He over here acting like, oh, he got gangs together. Okay, you think I care about that little rainbow flag stuff over there? Like, come on, son, get out of here.
Sounds like you're saying if you make a bad album, it could take away your black card. I'm like, if he makes a bad album, he's still black. I don't think that's going to take away his black card.
But what you not hearing me, Leroy?
No, I hear what you're saying, though, Max. I do.
He does this. He does it intentionally. This is calculated. This is not. I'm just doing. This is just him. He's doing it intentionally. I look at Kendrick and I look at Drake as two of the same demons on the same coin. It's just that Drake is more authentic and telling you what he's doing. Kendrick gonna lie and say I'm this guy, and then once he gets your pockets like a Christian reverend, he gonna sit up there and sell out. That's what he do. It's no different.
I don't know.
I agree. I agree with Mad Max in the fact that, and like I said, we had this conversation before. Like I said, I stand on it. I do look at Kendrick as kind of slightly hypocritical, with a lot of his message, right? But I still think that something is always better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I still do look at him as a hypocrite. But something said is always better than nothing said. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? Like
he don't even say nothing. I get offended. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I remember when To Pimp a Butterfly came out, and I remember when he did that performance at the Grammys. I remember everybody was like, yo, that was so powerful, the way he did that. I was like, so it's powerful seeing a bunch of brothers in chains for the tap dancing for the Caucasian man on the stage. That's powerful to you?
We know that was a
That's
performance.
powerful to you. It's powerful to you guys that every time we go out, when we watch a Hollywood movie, it's about brothers in chains and sisters getting violated and mutilated. What's the reason why people like Black Panther so much? It was one of the few times outside of Coming to America where we saw Black people in rulership.
Right, but
why don't we see more of that? Why don't Kendrick talk more about that? If he's this cultural dime piece and you guys want to gas up, the dude is playing y'all. He got to under a Jedi mind trick. Jedi mind trick.
Mad Max, but look, at the same time though, right? Drake don't even speak. He don't even speak on none of that at all.
But super
you know what I'm saying?
but super duper Drake, I understand why Drake don't speak on it. Because if Drake did speak on it, he would get violated. We wouldn't want to hear that from Drake.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think it would be more. I think people would respect Drake more in that aspect if he did speak on things that he truly believed, and he was actually like.
So if Drake, a guy from Canada with a Jewish mom, was speaking on some of the issues in the Black community in the United States, Black Americans are gonna take kindly to that.
But Max, you know, Black people got issues everywhere. You know that it's black issues in Canada. Canada got its own issues. Even if Drake would have put something in his raps about the Canadian truck boycott when they were doing that through COVID, or you know what I'm saying, like just can't, like if he had more substance to his music and not just always trying to party with you, I think that
but that's not fair to Drake. I remember when Drake said, I used to get teased as a kid for being Black. And then when I made it as a rapper, I'm not Black enough. You got to understand the psychology of certain people. When it comes to those mixed people, I don't really get on them too tough because I already know what they're dealing with. You know, when you the only Black, it's like when you put a Black person in an all-white school. That's a mental shock to that. That's mentally damaging because you're around people that you don't look like. So when you eventually come back around your people, they all gonna look at you weird. They're gonna treat you like an outsider because that's what you kind of are. So I get it with Drake. And he don't have to give me that because I don't think Drake has the mental capacity to intelligently speak on those type of issues. I don't want to just hear niggas speaking on issues just to speak on a damn issue for substance. I want authentic stuff. I believe when Pac said all that stuff because I believe Pac was being real. It's not. I don't want performative. Hip hop is not really too performative. We're supposed to at least give it to you straight here. It's not. I go say my people's going through things, and you know I might not really know how to speak on it or care, but I'm gonna just say it for a look. I'm not here for that. If you really into the popping joints, going to the club, and that's you, and you getting your little introspective bag about your life, that's fine. But I don't want. I'd rather you do that than do the stuff that Kendrick do, which is I want to sell Black Plight for dollars, and we act like he's not for the dollars. He just bought a home for $40 million. How you not for the dollars? What are you talking about, man?
Everybody making money off their art. What are you doing? You selling your art for money. So Kendrick is doing what everybody's doing, but Kendrick, he has been consistent. His music started with a lot of Black themes, and to this day, he's consistently stood on that altar. And
black themes are black tropes.
You talk about 4th of July, a celebration of the country, and let's say Kendrick showed up and did a performance in his prison jumpsuit and in chains. That's a real reality that we are not looking at because we don't want to.
But I think at some point it does come across as pandering, right? That's not
reality.
Seeing us in chains is not empowering to me.
We were kings before we was ever in
Hey,
chains.
but look, man,
We were kings. I have yet to see outside of Nas,
AZ. I don't feel that way.
Outside of Nas, AZ, Rakim, and some of them old cats, you have not seen a modern day rapper speak about us being kings and gods are on the earth. Kendrick never do that. So why are we gassing him up like he's for the people?
Are we ready for that? Are we ready for someone to come out?
No, Kendrick has done that, man.
Are we ready for that? You gotta reprogram. You gotta reprogram everything you've been taught your whole life. That you've been taught you came from slaves. Now you gotta reprogram your whole.
Rakim was taught he came from slaves.
I don't have to program myself. Man, I don't have to program myself. I came from my people that weren't slaves. I mean, that's how I look at my life. You know what I'm saying? I know slavery was bad for our people, but I'm not conditioned to think that that's where my existence starts. I think there's an existence that happened predates slavery. You know, so I look beyond slavery where our people started and came from. So I'm not conditioned to think seeing chocolate and some chains and
I think it's unfair, man.
We're beyond that. You know what I mean?
In school, we are taught slavery. We are not taught the details of it. We are just taught the slavery aspect. So
let me say this real quickly, Roy. I think that we are like right now, like I said, I'm not a big Kendrick fan, so I'm not standing for him. But I think that Mad Max is trying to hold Kendrick to a higher standard than we will hold a Jay-Z or even a Nas. I mean, even like Jay-Z tried to use this same tactic against Nas, like is he Uchi Wally or is he one Mike? You know what I'm saying? Like they just rappers for one. I mean, even with a lot of people even try to use that same thought and thinking with Tupac. Like, is he a thug or is it Keep Your Head Up? Is it Dear Mama or is it Death Around the Corner? You know what I'm saying? Like, they just artists at the same time. So sometimes, yeah, they in the industry. So sometimes, yeah, they gon' look like hypocrites. And like I said, that's why I think that he's a hypocrite, but I don't want to hold him to a higher standard than I will hold a Jay-Z or even
it's totally different when Kendrick is getting fawned over and he's getting marketed as the Black Messiah.
I don't think so.
This is not Kendrick gets treated, and Ron, you know this too deep down. The way they treat Kendrick, like he could do no wrong, like he's some ADOS virtue signal, like he's one of the commandments of the Bible or some nonsense like that. It's disgusting. With Jay-Z and Nas,
the last people that have a problem with a messianic figure. When we talk about a messianic figure, we're thinking magically. Let's put the magic aside, right? The messianic story is simply about you taking a bad situation and making a greater good for your community.
There is no messianic story. There's only one Mashiach, Leroy.
Just clarifying the chat. One second. Clarifying the chat. We're not hating on Kendrick. If y'all just tuning in, if y'all just joining in at the 1 hour and 18 minute and 26 second mark, we're just having a conversation, guys. We're doing an analysis of what Kendrick Lamar is doing with his rhymes, with his efforts. There's no hate on this podcast. We're doing some analysis. So go ahead, man, Max. Proceed.
My point is this, right? I don't view Kendrick. I'm gonna say this from a skill set perspective. I don't view him like he's even nice like that. But when people act like this dude been with his girl since he was 16, he ain't never married her, but he's having kids with her out of wedlock. I mean, like, and we're acting like he's this virtue of this virtuous standard, because the part of the real crux of the beef is who you believe is more righteous. That's what a lot of the Kendrick stands have turned it into.
Right.
You have to that, so that's why I'm going in that bag. If they wasn't going in this, Kendrick is this supreme virtuous guy who's always for the culture and he's never for himself and type stuff. I wouldn't even go in that bag with him because I'll keep it to the
he got music. cut that up.
I agree with Mad Max when he say that Kendrick's image is a holier than thou type image. I mean, he put it out there. He the one that's pretending to walk on water. He the one that's wearing crowns of thorn out of diamonds.
Tupac and Nas never did that. Tupac may have put himself on the cross for the Machiavelli joint, but Tupac would tell you, I'm from this, I'm this, I have a loud mouth, I have flaws. Nas in his music would tell you all.
Why would you want him to show?
But I think that Kendrick has done that too. That's what the whole Mr. Morale album was really about. It was about that, even though the music was bad. But it was about.
But was it real or was it just performative? Was it corporate depression?
I think it was real enough. Like either way, it was real enough to like. They tell me that album was about therapy. I learned nothing about therapy on that album. All I know is that you're sad about what's going on in the world and you think you need therapy.
Okay, that's
90. That's 100% of people on the earth. That's 8 billion people on the earth. Negro, what the hell are you talking about?
But Max, what I'm saying is though too, man. You like I said, I get where you're coming from, Max. But at the same time, what other rapper are you holding to this standard that you're trying to hold Kendrick to?
No other rapper does this.
They all do that. We all have a righteousness that we put on display when the time comes for that to be on display. We all do that.
I think Kendrick is just
when Hov did that Hov did verse when he's like Hov did, I got Hov too. Look, if you play that God stuff, I'm gonna get at you.
I'm saying the affinity we have for our belief system. How are we going to get mad when we see someone come out and have the same affinity for the same spirituality that we have? Like Kendrick has an affinity for the spirituality of Christ. So how can we get mad at him when damn near all our whole family has the same view about Christ?
And we all flawed people. We all flawed individuals. You're not gonna always just walk on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't expect Kendrick to be the rap Jesus. I mean, like, come on now. I mean, like he walk like it. He talk like it.
He could have said I'm the rap devil, but he picked the Christ figure instead. So I'd rather he picked that figure.
It was convenient. It was convenient. He started picking. It was convenient that he started depicting himself as the rap Jesus as soon as Drake started using the 666 ad lib. To me, ain't
that better though? Ain't that like I said? At least it's somebody standing up against it.
It's not better, but I think Drake does stuff naturally. I think Kendrick is. They have a weird obsession with each other, and I think it's more Kendrick on Drake. I think Kendrick is a super fan of Drake. He's been biting off Drake his whole career. Drake starts stuff and Kendrick copies it. And he copies other people. Kendrick could go. It is another problem. Ron, you understand this too. Kendrick could go on Damn, bite the whole Migos flow, and we call it genius. But the Migos is trash.
Yeah, he may have bit the flow, but we know the words are different. So he may have bit the flow. This is what God feels like.
You copy my flow, but I'm trash, and your shit is fire. That don't even make sense.
He may not say they're trash though. He may think the Migos is dope.
No, but
like I said though, man, we can use this same standard for the Ja Rule and 50 thing. I mean, 50 killed Ja Rule, and then as soon as he killed Ja Rule, he came out doing the same thing Ja Rule did.
Let's not.
I mean, like I said, we don't like. Let's just like I said, let's just keep this music, man. It ain't got to be personal. And I get Max. I totally understand exactly where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but I do respect Kendrick for representing something that is good, even though he's a flawed man. You know what I'm saying? He's a flawed man.
Let's not wait for someone then say, oh, let's not wait until a Nipsey situation happens and then say, oh, he is a messianic figure. Like when we say messianic figure, it's two words. I'm concentrating on the last word, which is figure. I'm not saying these are messiahs. I'm saying they are figures. Someone who takes example from the Messiah. That's a figure. So
they're a puppet.
Until
was a puppet too.
Like,
Kendrick is a puppet. Drake is a puppet. Hov is a puppet. Nas is a puppet. All of these dudes is puppet. We got to stop with the idolization, bro. We got to stop with saying that these guys are figures. They're not really figures. They're rappers.
That's what I'm saying. So let's hold them to rapper standards. That's really what I was really trying to say about what, like, really how you trying to come at Kendrick. Like, he's still just a rapper. He's still in the industry. We never know what happened behind doors when he made Damn and he came out saying that he was an Israelite and don't call him black no more. We don't never know the threats that he really got. We don't know why he made. We don't know why he made
99%.
Mr. Morale, and they probably told him to do that.
But super duper, but super duper, my point is, if I'm a thief and you a thief, and I make an argument against you being a thief, I'm worse than you.
But Mad Max,
that's what he just did.
Knows how to put that in the mute. He knows how to put these messages in the music, in the Drake era, in the melodic era, to make it make sense. The rest of us who would come in putting the message in a boom bap aesthetic or something, we probably wouldn't get through the same door Kendrick got through.
But Leroy, this is also hip hop. So let's be for real. You just can't come in stealing other people's concepts, regurgitating them, and then acting like it's yours. We get on it with Hov. We gotta clap him because he's done this for years, bro.
He's a biter. Every rapper that ever picked up a mic is a biter.
No.
Did not create
rap. No.
We are all biting. None of us created rap. The only person that didn't bite is the first rapper. Everybody after him is a biter.
Nah, I can't say. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says Doc raps about infidelity. He's open about that. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says Nas nailed himself to the cross like Jesus. He did do that. But let me say this real quick. I gotta disagree with you one second. I think I would say Rakim is not a biter. I would say Kool G Rap's not a biter. I wouldn't say Twisted is a biter. I wouldn't say DMX is a biter. I wouldn't use those words to describe those artists. But let me say this. Back to the point where Drake is not speaking about issues, right? I don't want to. I think that's an unfair thing to put on an artist, right? I don't think it's all artists' responsibilities to speak on issues to our communities, right? I wouldn't. No one's asking. Just for example, back in the day, I'm just trying to think.
Nobody asked Snoop to do it. Nobody asked Wayne to do it.
Nobody asked Dr. Dre to think about what's going on with our community. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube.
I agree.
If you're a rapper standing up in front of 1 million black people every year, touring the country and the world, preaching in front of them, I need you to take responsibility for the.
Where was Eminem at? Where was Eminem at?
You are responsible for the messages.
So Eminem, I never people hear Eminem saying Eminem speak about this. Speak about that, and we don't ever hear that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with when you saying that, Ron. I don't think it's not every rapper's place to speak up on issues, but at the same time, I'm not gonna knock somebody for speaking up on issues and not being a perfect person either. You know what I'm saying? Or not always living a life to what they try to rap about or what they want to represent or what they represented in one song or two songs or an album or whatever. And that's what I'm really saying to Mad Max about Kendrick. Like, I'm not gonna knock Kendrick because he's not truly holier than thou.
No, but my point about Kendrick isn't that. My point about him is you can't be a snitch. Talking about standards about who cannot be a snitch. You can't be a snitch and a snake yourself, and then talking about somebody else about how ungodly it is that he's a snitch and a snake. That's ridiculous.
What you mean by that though? Like I said, if we understand what Kendrick was talking about, he was saying that he was going to snitch on Drake about the young girls. He wasn't saying Drake was a snitch. I don't think that Drake did nothing to be snitching about.
I'm using that as a metaphor. I'm saying Drake and Kendrick are the same type of opportunists. They do the same things. They take and they bite and they do their thing. They do the same type of things. One gets praised for it as creativity. The other one gets praised for as industry machine backed person when they're both backed by the same machine.
Rapper. I promise you, every rapper that's really good at their craft, I promise they were sitting around studying the other rappers and taking bits and parts of the mechanics of their style. Promise you.
I won't disagree with Mad Max when he say, like I said, I think that even on They Not Like Us, I think that Kendrick was using the Sada Baby flow. You know what I'm saying? He was using the Sada Baby flow. He was using the Sada Baby ad libs. He was rapping like Sada Baby on it. So like I said, I totally understand where he coming from on the aspect of what he's saying. But I mean, if we just gonna speak on the beef and on the video, I mean, I can't hate on the beef. I can't hate on the video. I think there's a lot of credence to what Kendrick was trying to say about Drake. Even though I want, like, I think that everything that he said so far been on the verge of being true. Whether it's truly true or not, it is what it is. And I'm not speaking as a fan of neither one of the guys. I think that what Drake's activity is weird. And it's weird enough to be saying that you like little girls. You like young girls. You like high schoolers.
We saying that about Drake, and this is my problem again with Kendrick. You had Dr. Dre on your stage, and I read somewhere that Dr. Dre got a 16-year-old pregnant when he was 23.
Yeah, but again, Mad Max.
True?
If we're looking for perfection,
nah, but you come on, fam.
You're meaning to tell me the church? You meaning to tell me in the church I'm not going to find criminals? Come on now. But there is a conscious choice that we can either make conscious new music.
He has a bar. He said he has a bar. I think ends like you should die.
Choice.
So you think? So come on, stop it.
A choice to make conscious music. He could have made LA gangbang music, but he made a choice to make conscious music. Now, perfection, I'm not gonna find no angels on earth. Like if you stay out there,
you're not gonna find no angels in the rap game. Really, you're not like
right. So that's why the moral argument against Drake always fell flat to me. Like when the corniest part of the beef was like, when you think Euphoria, when K-Dot's like, I hate the girls you date and the women you mess with. Like, I mean, that's kind of corny to me. You know what I'm saying? That's corny to me, right? Yeah, how you you know what I'm saying?
But okay, but look though, I understand what both of y'all saying, but I do understand where Kendrick is coming from when he speak on that, as far as like, these women, these IG women, these fake ass women that's out here selling their bodies, or that they doing this for likes and dislikes. I understand, like he feel like the women that he go after are either too young, or they misrepresenting real women that's actually out here in the street.
What about Future?
He just did a song with Future. They ain't none of his business. What kind of female?
It ain't his business.
Said that. Right, I'm glad you
I
said
agree.
that. I'm glad you said that. I'm never gonna be a man that's gonna worry about where another man lays his piece.
But look, I agree.
That was wild. That was Bati mind behavior from Kendrick.
I agree with both of you what y'all saying, but
that woman, that was feminine.
All fair, man. He attacking the man. All fair when it come down to this rap beef stuff. It's all fair.
So it's okay. No, but I get it. It's rap beef. But at the end of the day, when Jay-Z took that tactic towards Nas, all the grown men in 01 said no. You're not gonna be just bringing up talking about you sleeping with this chick and who Nas sleeping with. We're not doing that.
Kendrick is just saying,
but some people don't.
They go bring it back up and then we jack it.
But Max, man, it's
this support shit.
Max, it's still people out here that think that Jay-Z dropped the best song, even though he said he left condoms in the baby seat and he messed with his baby mama.
That was cringy.
It was cringy, but some people.
Care. And then Drake too. I don't give a F that you think Free did this with Kendrick. Why you bring that cornball stuff up?
Max,
I don't understand that.
We gonna act like it's bad to fuck another dude's girl. We gonna act like that's bad, but we know when we get off camera, the homie's gonna come up like, yeah, that one dude, I fucked this bitch, and we gonna dap it up like it's cool. So we act one way, but in reality, it's something else. So
yeah, I agree, Leroy.
I never was hyped.
Let me get the super chat real quick. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says,
attacking a mentality that preys on young girls. So it's bigger than just Drake.
Let me get to the super chat real quick. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says Pac was from the East Coast.
Sent to that towards Drake though.
And claiming West Coast. Miss me with that Pac was so real.
Pac wasn't from the East Coast, Jermaine. You just because you're born in Manhattan does not make you from the East Coast. Right. Pac was from everywhere. Like, you guys got to stop saying that dumb stuff. Michael Jordan was born in New York. He was raised in North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. Cut it out. It's just the dumbest thing you guys be saying all the time.
Pac from
Oh,
everywhere.
Pac is from the East Coast. Pac don't even sound like an East Coast dude. He don't
He's
talk like
from
East Coast dude. What are you talking about?
Man, this
I mean, what difference do any of that even make that he just like that super chat? I mean, thanks for the super chat or whatever, man. It's all good, but what difference do any of that make? If he was from if he's saying that if he claiming the West because he felt betrayed by the East, who cares? Like what that's his personal feeling. It don't none of that matter when it come down to it. It's still just music, man. Like sometimes we get out of hand when we start talking about music and we start talking about this shit for real. Like if he claiming West Side because Suge Knight bailed him out, so be it.
We knew that Pac had a purity in his soul. Even though he went out and may have did some crazy stuff, we overlooked that because we in his heart.
But hold on, Leroy. Because Jermaine L. Johnson was responding to me.
In his heart, he's a good dude. Like that's
Jermaine L. Johnson was responding to me, and I never brought up Tupac's Gangsta Nothing. I said when Tupac was talking about Black Pain, I felt or I think he was being genuine about those topics. That has nothing to do with claiming West Coast sets. So what the hell are you talking about?
Gotcha.
What are you talking about?
This is
you try to force that one in there as a Pac shot, and Pac's still my man. We ain't gonna just shoot at Pac.
Right. This has been a lively discussion, guys. I want to kind of segue to something a little bit more fun. You know, everybody's been talking about this music video. Is bringing about music videos to the forefront. Mad Max, I know you weren't a fan of the video. You thought the video was fugazi. I enjoyed the video. I think Leroy, you enjoyed the video. Super Duper, you enjoyed the video.
I thought the video could have been better if he I don't know. Kendrick just doesn't have no emotion. When I see him, the way he moves is very robotic. It's very
it's calculated.
It's calculated. But it's very emotionless.
It's very cerebral. It's very academic.
No, it's very charisma-less. It's very
because.
So let me ask you, Mad Max. What's some of your favorite videos? We're coming out with a list next week. What are some of your favorite videos in hip hop history? I want to understand your perspective.
Yeah. Well, is it a beef video or is just like
just a video? What's some of your favorite? Give me three videos that when you think about the history of hip hop or hip hop, you coming up in the game, become as a fan of the culture. What are three videos that stick out in your mind? Like, yo, I was running to the TV. I pull this shit up on YouTube. I got this video on my phone.
I'll start with the first video I ever saw. And now when I saw this video, I kid you not, I was gonna go back to my room. My parents was in the living room. I was gonna go back to my room because my sister had some dolls and I wanted to break them. So I wanted to go break them. And then I heard this song and I was just like in hypnosis, slipping from DMX. And that will always be in my heart. That's my heart right there. Him on the staircase, or him just going like, it's just very real. I love that video. It's like you know what other video I like what's that Nelly video? Damn.
Tip drill.
Nah, not tip. Nah, it might be tip drill. Not tip drill. No, not tip. It's the what's his most known song?
Country Grammar.
Hot in here.
Hot in here was, I like that. And you know what else I like? I like the Snoop video with Snoop. What's that? Drop it like it's hot. I like that one. I like the Get Money video. I like the Hit 'Em Up video. There's a lot of videos. I like videos that come off like you know, it's I get you doing some I guess you doing art. I know it's a music video, but it's also like everyday life. So like even like in recent videos, I would say like when Glorilla came out with F&F, that video, I thought that was it was ratchet, but it was ratchet for me. But it seems like I can see that actually happening, right? I like a video where it looks like you're recording a moment that actually like, you know, when people try to do that at concerts with their camera phone. That's kind of how I want your music video to kind of emulate, but it be a music video, right? That's what I kind of want. You know, I like the block stuff. I like the the videos with the old Wu-Tang videos when they threw in some of the kung fu when they had certain cut scenes, and I like the what's that video Nas did on Illmatic? Damn.
If I ruled the world,
Nas is like.
No, Illmatic.
I'm sorry. I thought I am. My bad.
Halftime. He had "The World Is Yours." He had
a video. He didn't have a video for "Ain't Hard to Tell."
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that video. That's the video. That video was fire. I love that video. See, I like videos like it's more. It makes sense.
Right.
Like I like that. What's that? I even like 99 Problems with Hov.
That video.
Well, I hate to say, Mad Max, you named some good videos, but none of them made my top 25. But you named some good ones, though. You named some good ones.
Wait, you didn't have Slip It in your top 25?
No, I didn't.
You had Rough Riders in your top 25?
I do not.
Oh, come on, Ron. Rough Riders is top 5. What are we doing?
I'm a little older than you, Mad Max. I got to look at the videos that came like a decade before your time. I got.
You know what's a nice video, Ron? That with LL Cool J. I think I be bad with the title songs. I take a muscle bad head and put his face in the sand.
I'm bad.
Yeah, that video was fire. That video was fire. I see that video the other day. That video was fire.
Hey, Mad Max young because he ain't named no Ice Cube video.
He ain't named no. It's a super duper. Let me get to the super chat.
So you got it.
Let me get to the super chat real quick, and I'm gonna let you cook up on your videos real quick. So do Falco with the super chat.
It was a good day. I like that
discussion. Shout out to Deuce Falco. We appreciate you, brother. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Max. Okay, I'm Max. I'll allow you to respond before Super Duper comes with his videos because I think he's directing this towards you. Max, if Dot went to liberal arts school in Baltimore but was claiming Compton, California, I bet my right arm that you would cook him and call him phony. Max, what's to you?
That's not what Tupac did. I don't think this dude know what I don't think he know about Tupac.
Look, but you know what's funny, Ron? I remember Leroy saying similar things, and I was sending super chats at the time like I agreed. I don't agree with Tupac going to the West Coast claiming West Coast sets. That's not. But I didn't. But I never co-signed that, and I never co-signed it when we was talking. I was talking about Pac. When I'm talking about Pac, I'm talking about the songs like "Brenda's Got a Baby," "Keep Your Head Up." I'm talking about that aspect of Pac. When I said
but at the same time, Max, not to cut you off, fam, not to cut you off, but when you really think about it, Tupac wasn't claiming blood or Crip. He was claiming death row. So he was riding with the record.
I thought he claimed Mob Pyro, but
got him out of prison, man. Suge Knight got him out of prison, gave him.
Yeah, he was claiming death row. He wasn't claiming blood or Crip. He was riding with the record label.
Yeah, he gonna ride with who rides for him. That's all. But I think Pac was young too. So when a young person does young stuff, I can't really be that mad at them because I get it. Like, you're gonna ride with who you ride with. If you ride with some G's and you're in your early 20s, you might get active just because that's.
And there's a video. It is a video of Pac saying that if I'm gonna have to claim a hood, since I moved around a lot, I would claim Oakland because I got the game from Oakland niggas. So the end of convo on this Cali stuff. From Baltimore, Cali. I don't think Pac is from anywhere specifically. When you move around that much across the country, I can't say you're one thing specifically. Because when I hear Tupac, I low-key hear somebody who might be from the Midwest.
And when you hear Tupac too, like he the type of person that wouldn't have to claim a set. He could be cool with the Crips and the Bloods and the GDs and the folks and the because Scarface was GD. You know what I'm saying? He could be cool. He can be cool with a bunch of people at the same time and not have to claim nothing because he was Tupac. He didn't have to be one set or the other.
I think Kendrick is a lot of that too. Like, he's cool with everybody because that's why it comes off calculated. Because if you're not picking any gang at all and you're in a gang infested area, you have to be calculated because you didn't pick no set. You're by yourself. So I think a lot of Kendrick coming off calculated is because he's had to be calculated his whole life.
I claim one set and one set only. That's according to hip hop. Super duper, man. What's your videos, man?
My videos, like I said, I think the Michael Jackson of rap videos, just period. All my favorite videos come from Ice Cube. All of them. You can go from Who's the Mac, What Would I Do, Today Was a Good Day. Steady Mobbing. If you watch Natural Born Killers, you watch any Ice Cube videos, they movies, they mini movies. You know what I'm saying? And I think that even Today Was a Good Day is where he got the idea from Friday at. So like I said, everybody in the chat, if you don't know, go look through Ice Cube catalog and watch any video from Ice Cube, period. Ice Cube videos for a rapper alone,
Right.
he made the best rap videos alone. But after that, I would say that my second favorite rap video will have to be Snoop, What's My Name, when he turned it to the dog, and you know what I'm saying, he had the house party, house party,
That's a good one.
you know what I'm saying, like that's a classic video. And then I would say my third one would be let me see. It's pretty hard to think about it off top, but I would say I gotta say Welcome to the Ghetto by no, not Welcome to the Ghetto, 187 Proof from Spice One, when he had the liquor bottles in the video. And he had if you just, like I said, if you don't know about it, go watch it. It's one of the most creative videos of all time. He had the clay animations or claymentation liquor bottles in there, and he told a whole story with the liquor bottles. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of the greatest hip hop videos, I would say, of all time. Shout out to Spice One, man. He don't get enough flowers.
Spice
No
One.
doubt.
He was area Ice Cube, along with he was like Bay Area Ice Cube.
Yeah.
No doubt. Super Duper, you did one better, because when Mad Max gave his list, I didn't have none of his videos, but I got one video that you mentioned I got on my list. So
I know it's What's My Name.
What the hell is your list, bro? What are you talking
about? I know it's What's My Name.
No, it ain't What's My Name. It's an Ice Cube joint.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Ice Cube was. You got Deep Cover on your list, Ron?
Like I said, Who's the Mac, man? You got Who's the Mac, Be True to the Game, Today Was a Good Day, Steady Mobbing.
I got one of them records on my list. I got one of them records. The list coming out Wednesday. The list is coming out Wednesday. But I got one of those on my list.
You got Triumph on there. You got Exhibit. What you see is what you get now. You got Busta Rhymes. Put your hands where my eyes could see.
I got one of those that you mentioned on the list.
Hype Williams videography is
got In the Club on there.
Say that again.
In the Club.
That video was whack.
That was whack. I just need to know what Ron's doing.
I do not have that. I do not have that on the list, guys.
I was about to say, because you talking about my videos, I better not hear your list and see In the Club on there.
I was gonna say Murder Was the Case too, but I think that What's My Name was just like, whenever we seen What's My Name video, I mean, come on now, like that made us Snoop fans. Everybody loved that video at the time. That's
the Rough Riders anthem in your top 25.
But Max, that video ain't like that when it comes down to top 25. It's a nice video. I mean, they was hitting wheelies on the dirt bikes and hitting wheelie on the 4-wheelers, but
maybe because I like the song. Maybe it might be
if I had a DMX video, I think this one was honorable mention. Only DMX video that I had that was honorable mention was Get At Me Dog.
Okay.
Nah.
I like How's It Going Down, man. And again, we talk about dudes sleeping with somebody else's girl. If you watch How's It Going Down, that's the point DMX is making. So we don't have to like it, but we know that happens. You know what I mean? We know that happens.
Ron, your list ain't legit if What's My Name ain't on that list, man. It ain't legit. I'm just telling you right now. Just like
it's 25 Super Duper. I can't get everything on there, man.
No, that's one of them videos that's you have to put on there.
So I know what song is going to be on it. That Meth and Mary joint is definitely going to be on there. You know, Ron. You know.
Yeah. That one might be on the list. That one on the list, man. I give y'all 2 songs that's on the list. I'm gonna give y'all
the Juicy video is gonna be on the list. I hate that.
I'm gonna give y'all 2 songs that's on the list.
I like that video though.
Name the weakest ones.
The weakest ones, the ones I'm having a problem with. I'm thinking about taking off. Damn, that's hard because they're all dope.
Yeah, I like camera phone videos. They're the authentic ones. I don't know if all that Hollywood stuff.
I'm struggling with the Missy joint.
ELF,
I'm struggling with the Missy joint. To be honest with you, the Hype Williams joint, the Rain. I'm struggling with that one because everybody said that's one of the dopest videos, but I'm particularly not a big fan.
It's a dope video, but is it better than What's My Name?
No, it's not. It's not. That's what I'm saying. But I'm struggling. If you look at every publication that put out a video list, they got the Rain in their top 5.
Well, you know, they wrong, man. You know, every publication is always wrong when it come down to hip hop and this culture, man. They wrong all the time.
So nah. I got. Damn, I don't want to give the list away, man.
We gonna see it. You know, just drop your list on. You know what you say, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I want to give a preview though. I want to give a preview. I want to give 2 songs that I got. What They Do by the Roots on the list. Okay.
Okay,
I love that video. I would agree that that's a top 25 video. I agree with you.
That video.
Biggie took that as a shot. He thought Black Thought was disrespected. You know,
was it not a shot? That sounded like a shot to me.
It looked like a shot, but
I can't disagree that that's a top 25 video. I think it's a top 25 video. I agree with that.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, I already said the other one. I got Night of the Living Bass. I got 2 Public Enemy videos in the top 25.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna even mention those type that.
I got Night of the Living Bass says. I got Fight the Power. So
Fight the Power is cool, but
I'm too young for that. I'm too young.
Man, Fight the Power ain't nothing but a Juneteenth parade.
Hey man, that's a powerful video. Though,
it's a powerful song.
In front of my DMX stuff.
That video had Brooklyn. That had the whole Brooklyn, man. That's
but come on now, man. Like that. Like I said, I love the video. I love it. I love the song. But the video in itself is not better than What's My Name.
What's My Name might be on the list. I said one of them. It might be on the list. It might be on the list. What I'm saying is that Fight the Power is something special, man. That's something like.
Did y'all have the box down there? We had the box. I know. I think New York had the box. Y'all had the box. I mean, I don't think it's a video. I don't think it's a more requested video than the box than What's My Name that was out there. I mean, I think What's My Name might have broke the box. It broke the box.
Yeah, that was
What's My Name better than is What's My Name better than Nothing But a G thing? No, Super Duper. Come on now. I
think it's a better video. Yeah, I do. I mean, Nothing But a G thing is a nice video, but it's just a picnic party. It's not as creative as you could almost make a movie out of What's My Name. Like I said, he had them turning into dogs. Snoop morphed into a Doberman pincher on that video, man. Come on now. Nate Dogg turned into a Rockweiler on that video. Like that's one of the most creative rap videos of all time. Now, come on now.
You might guy, Super Duper, but you might be the biggest fan of that video I've ever met, man. Because I never heard nobody hype this video, but like you hype this video.
The impact was crazy. You know,
get that dog out this house.
You know, Nas video where he was up in the casino and he used the same beat that Pac used, but he did that whole video of the casino, had the pink suit on. Street Dreams.
Street Dreams.
Hey, listen, man. This is why I always say, man. Sometimes we got to rely on the public, man. When this come out, poll everything. Poll everything, especially when it come down to a hard decision. But that list ain't legit. Just like I told Ron, it ain't no feature list. Ain't no feature list legit without Nate Dogg on it for Regulate. It ain't legit. I'm not arguing about this. Nate Dogg got all the most memorable lines from Regulate.
Damn, don't do Regulate like you kind of right.
He started off because that was the first time we heard a singer singing like that. Like, wait a second, he's talking about like getting some get back for the homie. Like, we never really heard singing like that.
Y'all wilding right now. And let me add John Norrie to the conversation, man. We're gonna get out of here in a minute, man. Gotta get ready for this grandma service tomorrow. But John Norrie, what's good, brother? What's on your mind tonight?
What's good? The marathon continues.
Man, don't come in here with all that, man. Don't come in here with all that.
No, let him cook. Let him cook, Ron.
Don't get mad. Man. Go ahead,
let him
John.
cook.
Floor is yours, sir.
Nah,
Floor is yours.
Bad Bags, he the homie, he from the city. He got to eat this though. It is what it is. Hey, this video felt like More Money, More Problems. It felt like one of those videos, one of those standout videos that you're gonna remember for a long time. Having him, having Kenny out there in the courthouse, doing the owl at the end, that was significant. Caging up the owl, it was just a good look, man. And I felt like he wasn't trying too hard. He wasn't being too animated in the video. He had the Lambo in the hood. It was a nice vibe. The chorus, he brought back the crowd. He brought back the people. He really didn't try to like go hard on like attacking Drake. It was more of a community thing. He said some things about how the industry has its behind the scene things going on. He shed some light on that if people want to like pick up them jewels. I thought the video was masterful. It's not the greatest video of all time. It ain't no thriller.
Right.
We ain't gonna do that. But as far as one of those highlight videos of the decade, it's up there. It's definitely up there.
No doubt.
No doubt. I can't. I know Mad Max is gonna disagree, but I can't. As a person that studies cinematography and videos, and that was some of the things I learned back in the day when I was in school as a young G. I gotta say this video was dope, man. Even though you might say he lacks charisma, I just think his effortless. The video was presented in an effortless way. It was shot in an effortless way, and what Super Duper said earlier, he responded to a lot of what Drake was saying, subliminally, overtly, and in the frames of the video. So I thought it was dope, man. I thought it was dope. So I can't even say nothing bad about it.
Hey, but look,
for sure.
we definitely got to judge it how we judge it, right? And how we keep on saying that Kendrick is great for the time. So yeah, it's not one of the greatest videos of all time, but for today's videos, like I will say this, it's better than every Nas video that he dropped through the King's Disease and the Magic series, right? It's more.
The all-time arguments I feel is a bar that's too high. Lately, we've been asking artists to make all-time moves.
No, Leroy. Listen,
Hey.
they got this man number 2 on some list. They got this man in the top 10. They got this man like so we have to judge it like that. We have to judge him according to where they want to place him at. And like I said, I'm not trying to be hard on Kendrick. It's no hate.
But it's also the young artist, though.
The possibility of you making it all-time is probably less than 1%. There's 40 years of hip-hop. No, 50 years of hip-hop. So if someone comes out tomorrow with the best stuff we've ever seen or heard, that's probably not going to happen. So I think
I don't think that Kendrick is doing that, right?
We don't know about that. That shit.
John, let me ask you a question real quick. John, let me ask you a question. And I'm going to ask the chat a question, too. And I asked you, Mad Max, Super Duper, and I asked you, Leroy, the same question. You got Not Like Us video, right? I think the video was dope. And then you got Drake, J. Cole, First Person Shooter. Which one was the better video?
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us.
I don't even remember the First Person Shooter video.
The First Person Shooter, it had some, like it had the chess match scene. That was cool. But it kind of died out at the end with the Drake in the elevator with the dog hat and everything. It was like, it got cheesy at that point. But it had some good things in that video. That wasn't a bad video, but this is iconic. This video is iconic. I know y'all not ready to hear that, but it is. It's iconic.
I will say this. I will say that it's better than the hit 'em up video, and I think that just the way that Kendrick addressed a lot of what Drake was saying with the subliminal just imagery in the video without actually responding to it like on record. It's a great video, but no, it's not. It's still not a top 10 video. And like I said, I'm only talking about Kendrick in this way because on a lot of lists they have Kendrick in the top 2. They have him over Tupac. They have him over Nas. They have him over people that I feel like he's just not better than. So when I'm saying what I'm saying is just that I don't look at Kendrick like I look at them. I only think Kendrick might have. Like I said, if we even want to call it a classic, to me, it's not a classic. I don't think Kendrick has a classic, but it's not hate, and I don't mean no disrespect at all. None whatsoever. But I don't think that Good Kid, Mad City is a classic that's better than Illmatic. I don't like when we ranking these classics. If we saying that it's better than Illmatic, or better than Me Against the World, or better than It Was Written, no, you ain't got no classic. I feel the same way about Eminem. If we saying that any Eminem album is better than Me Against the World, Godson, It Was Written, Illmatic, Reasonable Doubt, Volume 1. If we saying this, no, you don't even have it. You don't even have a classic. If I gotta rank it like that, no, you don't have a classic.
Super duper. M could say the reason why my stuff is classic is because I'm not like Nas, I'm not like Jay, and I'm not like Pac. That's what makes me me. Like a rock album, which is Eminem show. Y'all don't have a rock album, so that's what makes me different from y'all. That he could lean on that.
Hey, but like I said, man, I don't think that I don't think Eminem has a.
I don't have a problem. Hey, look, I don't have a problem with the alternative rap sound thing. It has to have that feeling. It's okay to have alternative rap. It just has to, like, Tyler Creator makes alternative rap. I can listen to some of Tyler Creator's shit and get that feeling because it's rooted in hip hop. It's rooted in what we like. It's rooted in the soul. It's rooted in the blues. It's rooted in the boom bap. It's rooted in the rhymes. He can spit. He's actually spitting. So the alternative rap is not a problem. The problem with Eminem, a lot of his stuff is the subject matter. The subject matter is so off the wall. It's like, how can I get any listens out of this outside of the first listen? Outside the shock value.
Sometimes that first listen is what makes it classic. Like, if someone
no, it can't be classic on first listen. Classic stand the test of time, Leroy.
You gotta look at it, Leroy. But Leroy, you gotta look at it like this.
First classic, because the first time I heard it, I thought this is crazy. That's also a valid argument. They don't have to listen.
But if you didn't think it was crazy the second time, the third time, the 50th time that it was crazy, then it's not a classic.
He has that song on his album where he's yelling at the top of his lungs. I can't listen to that more than once anyway, because you and your girl are doing an argument and you're yelling at the top of your lungs. So I can't listen to that song twice anyway. I got to listen to it that first time and decide, what is this? You know what I mean? That's
but when we talk about classics, we gotta have a standard amount of songs on an album. You have to at least have 7 classic songs on your album. Like 7 to 10. 7 to 10 classic songs on your album.
Mad Max, who made that rule? Walk me to his office.
I definitely agree with Mad Max. I agree with you, Mad Max. You're right, because people try to act like Volume 1 from Jay-Z is not a classic, or it's like the Black Album is better, but most of Jay's best B-sides and most memorable songs come off of Volume 1. But just because he got What Girls Like and Sunshine on there, they try to pretend like it loses some type of credibility. But the rest of the 11 songs on there, they hot. They nice.
Man,
we all love them songs.
That's New York bias. Outside of New York, the album that people bump is The Blueprint. People remember the heart of the city. People remember.
No, that's young people. That's young people.
That's people outside of New York. People outside of New York, they bump the Blueprint. They bump the Black Album. They bump Encore. That's what they remember. They don't remember any
real
of the
Jay-Z
Volume 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's hardcore fans like us.
Yeah, real Jay-Z fans bump Volume 1.
Volume 1 is crazy. But Street Joyce?
We're not gonna act like nobody bumping Volume 1.
Yo, Max.
But Max,
nobody outside the tri-state area. Keep it real.
7 classic songs for his album to qualify as a classic. 7 to 10 classics on one album to qualify? That's a lot to ask in 2024, my brother.
No, but I agree with that. If half of the album is garbage, then it can't be a classic. So at least if it's a 13 song album, at least 10 to 9 of them gotta be nice. At least you can't have it can't be 7 and 7 or 6 out of the 13 songs is nice. If half the album is whack, then no, it's not a classic.
How many songs are on Illmatic?
More than half. I would say you got to have
All of them.
See, this is our problem, man. This is why we don't have any up and coming artists coming from New York. 'Cause we stuck in the '90s, man. It's a shame.
I'm not saying that.
It's a shame. We comparing artists to Illmatic. That's one of the greatest hip hop albums to ever exist. Illmatic.
You're misconstruing what I'm saying. I said how many classic songs are on Illmatic, as in
like all of them.
Illmatic ain't the bar for classic albums. That's one of the greatest albums to ever exist.
Yeah, I agree. Now, John, I agree with John, man. I totally agree with John. Like at some point, man, we gotta just have our Mount Rushmore and quit even talking about Nas, Tupac, Jay-Z, and I won't even say I won't. But we have to stop talking about them. We have to stop comparing people to them because those guys are like the greatest that we ever seen. At least those three. Now, whoever the fourth person on Mount Rushmore, that can be debated. But I think that Nas, Tupac, and Jay-Z should never even be talked about anymore. They shouldn't even be compared to anybody no more.
No, just to
how
not.
many classic songs are on Get Rich Stop Trying?
Yo, Mad
Did
Max.
other songs that year after we got
real quick.
satisfied. Today is going to have to drop 50 songs just to get our attention. So this is a completely different era. Like Kendrick Lamar had to drop like 7 projects before you even heard the name Kendrick Lamar.
Yo, time out real quick, y'all. Mad Max, you got a mic issue, man. People in the chat saying I'm hearing some feedback on your line. It's kind of low. You got some great insight, brother. We want to make sure people can hear you, man. So kind of
drop off, come back in, man. Max, want to hear your input.
Come back in real quick because we're gonna wrap up in about 5 to 10 minutes, man. I gotta get ready for tomorrow's services, man. But yeah, man, I think Super Duper does have a point. We have to start. We gotta start. I got a text from my uncle the other day. He's like, man, we gotta put these Jay and Nas conversations to bed, man, because we chasing ghosts. So I understand what the young bull John Norrie is saying, but I do understand a little bit what Mad Max is saying is we gotta have some kind of baseline, right? You can't be just naming everything a classic, right? You can't do that.
Can't.
Right.
I don't think we do that. I mean, real talk. I can't remember the last time we called the classic. I mean, what's the last album we called the classic in the modern age?
People call that Freddie Gibbs album a classic.
No one call that a classic.
They
call Alfredo
a classic song on there.
Right, but
when you wait, hold on a second. When you log off, no one calls that a classic. Let's be real. What's the last real classic we had?
Good Kid, Mad City is the last classic that I think that's debatable as a classic, or even To Pimp a Butterfly. I think they very debatable. I don't think that they really like classics to like the hip hop head. They don't get the respect that like a Wu-Tang Forever get. Or
I don't hear anybody question if Good Kid, Mad City is a classic. I don't hear anybody question To Pimp a Butterfly or Damn. Only one people I hear question is the last one, Mr. Morale. That one got a little bit of that might take some time.
Freddie Gibbs had
when people want to be contrarian. I mean, everyone knows that album that's some wild shit.
That album don't even have 3 classic songs.
I got some news for y'all. There's a classic coming out on Friday, and it ain't
a classic in an era where 1,000 songs drop every day.
There's a classic about to drop on Friday, y'all. It's not the death of Slim Shady.
Hey, my album dropping August 4th. That's a classic.
That's gonna be a classic. That's gonna be a
classic to your audience.
We're gonna promote that on According to Hip Hop. But the real classic is
was a good day. You're not making
real classic is coming on Friday. It's called the Auditorium Volume 1. Pete Rock and Common. That's coming Friday. That's gonna be a classic. So
hey, I've been bumping all them singles. That shit go hard. I fuck with Common.
So. Out the way, is Common and Pete Rock gonna move Illmatic out the way? No.
But I didn't say Illmatic.
It shouldn't have to move Illmatic out the way to be called a classic.
But I didn't say Illmatic to say. I didn't say Illmatic for it to be compared.
Satisfy your crowd. Today, a classic means did you satisfy your core base? But if you
that's a cult classic, Leroy. That's not a real classic.
That's a cult classic. That's different.
You're bigger than Ice Cube. You're going to be bigger than Tupac. You're going to be bigger than Jay-Z. You think you're going to come out here and do that? Good luck, man. Good luck.
But
I need all the luck you got because my shit coming strong. I'm letting you know right now.
Biggie and all them dudes. Why can't somebody come and be bigger than them?
My shit's going
Listen,
strong.
this like I said, this is my problem when we talk about this because I don't think that Kendrick Lamar deserves the right to be over a Tupac, over a Nas on any type of all-time list. So this is the only reason why I'm even like crucial on this way, or even the Eminem. Eminem should never be over a Tupac, over a Jay-Z, over a Nas, over even a Ghostface Killer when it comes down to how
Not ever.
real
You can't.
over.
I could play Mark
Let's use verses real quick. Let's use verses real quick, Leroy. But Leroy, let's use verses real quick.
If you ask your grandparents, is their music better today than the music you grew up on? They're gonna say no. Because
I don't think it's about that though. I think that no, it's not. It's not because look, right now, right? We can say that R. Kelly, even though he did everything that he did, we would say that R. Kelly is one of the greatest R&B singers of all time. We would say he's the king of R&B right now. Nobody will argue that. He came out in the 90s. He after Teddy Pendergrass. He after Luther Vandross. He after Al Green. We would all say and would agree, even though he damaged his image, right? We would all say that R. Kelly is better than them. We would all say that without hesitation. We all would agree with that.
But someone coming out today, their whole sound would be a different aesthetic. So does that mean that they're not just as good as R. Kelly because they're different? Like the sound of rap today is different. When Ice Cube came out in the 90s, that was the first time we ever heard rap like that. That
Leroy, but it's really not that. It's really not that. It's just that just the work just don't add up. Is Chris Brown better than R. Kelly?
No.
I say no. But
okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, and the aesthetic or whatever we want to call it. I don't even think that people in the Chris Brown era would say that. If you know about R. Kelly, if you truly know about it, then you wouldn't say that. Just like the same way you wouldn't say that Rakim is really greater or better than Nas. If you truly know and you was there and you listened to it and you really listened to both of the albums, you listened to all their material, you would never say that Rakim is better than Nas. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with the era. I'm really judging it fairly.
I think it does.
But at the same time, I hear where Leroy's coming from because when you listen to somebody like Kendrick, he's rapping at a very high level, dog. Like he's rapping a lot better than a lot of the guys y'all put on that list. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean,
like who?
He's rapping a lot of them.
Like I said, is he better than Scarface? We'll just start at the back of the list. Does he have a better discography? Is he really better than Scarface?
See, I don't want to disrespect Scarface because he got the mainstream pull more than Scarface, and he's a more technical rapper than Scarface.
Mainstream or not?
I don't want to like shit on Scarface, but it's like, damn, it's like
we was coming up.
Like, it's like y'all protecting the block rather than just embracing.
No, we're not, man. We're not really protecting the block because, like I said, like we when we looking at it, Kendrick's best album is Good Kid, Mad City, right? And then he has 3 other questionable albums, not even counting Section 80. He got Damn. Some people argue it's a classic. Some people say it's not. Then he has Mr. Morale. So, like, really, when it comes down to it, I mean, like, there's no consensus. There's no real, true hip hop, even amongst his fans, even amongst Kendrick's fans. It's a lot of Kendrick fans that won't say that every album that he dropped is a classic.
But super
dope. Okay, all right. So if I go to every hood in America and I play Scarface and Kendrick back to back, who you think will get more love?
1 hour of competition.
But Kendrick is current now, so you can't really do that.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's hard to when y'all do these conversations like this. It's just like you're asking us the younger fans to shit on the older music because we want to respect the older music. At the same time, these guys that are coming out now are really doing some incredible shit.
Hey, but John, it's not really that.
Albums haven't lasted though.
And for 1 hour, the only time you compared Scarface was the 1 hour that you watch Rap City a day. Now it's different. Now it's 1,000 rappers online and people on the internet every day. Kendrick has to compete with the internet. He's not competing with Rap City.
No, but listen, man. Listen, Rap City or not, Leroy.
Super Duper.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick.
I think I can explain your point to them though. I think what Super Duper is trying to say is when you look at, because we speaking on Kendrick, right? He's been out for some time now.
Yeah.
How many of those songs off these projects have lasted to the grand population?
Lot. You just
I
saw
don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think a lot of these, like, I agree with Super Duper. I don't think people in the hip hop space play Good Kid, Mad City. A lot of those songs like that. I know they play it. I don't think they play a lot of those albums. Because I remember when I was a kid, when I went to the barbershop, you're gonna be like, oh, you talk about Illmatic again. But they did play that 10 years after the fact, or like I remember hearing Rakim in the barbershop. You know, my barbers was older, they older cats, they're gonna play it, but nobody had an issue when these songs come on. When you go to the barbecue and you hear Summertime, you know it's a classic song. At the barbecue, it's a classic, at least barbecue song, because it's always get played at every barbecue. It's a staple.
And not only that, Mad Max, right? We trying to compare a guy that has legitimately 4 albums to a guy like Scarface who has at least 12, right? So that's a problem in itself. That's a whole problem, really. That's a problem.
But the another problem is Scarface don't have Not Like Us.
Okay, but he don't have to have a Not Like Us. That's he don't. But
that's why the comparison is hard to make.
But look, we don't know what not like us is, right? But we do know what
we know what it is.
Playing.
You know what it is. Come on now.
No, listen, John. Listen, what's what I'm saying? Like
he's saying we don't know what Not Like Us is going to be as
compared to a Mind Playing Tricks on Me, right?
We know what Mind Playing Tricks on You is. We know what Not Like Us is. Come on. We knew what was Mind Playing Tricks on Us when we first heard it. Come on, that's an incredible record.
Is Not Like Us Mind Playing Tricks on Us? Mind Playing Tricks on Me. We don't know yet.
Oh yes, we do. We knew.
We don't know yet.
When we heard Empire State of Mind, we knew it was that good. We know when those songs are that good.
Listen, John, it ain't been 30 years. Mind Playing Tricks on Me is damn near 30 years.
Yeah,
that's his point.
Come on. We know Not Like Us is going to get played 10, 20 years from now. We know that.
We don't know yet.
We don't know that.
I mean, unless this dude get framed for some wild ass accusations or some shit like that, he crash out. That song's staying there. I mean, his other songs are 10 years already. Go ahead, Ron.
If we can compare Mind Playing Tricks, Not Like Us, because Not Like Us is more of a it's a more of a contemporary record about a recent battle. I don't know if that song will have the staying power. I mean, the beat is a banger, right? It's a hit, but I don't know if it will stand the test of time like a song like Mind Playing Tricks on Me. That's gonna be 100 years from now. People gonna be still.
All right, but come on, like Drake. Hold on a second. Let's break it down.
Hold on.
Let's break it down. Drake has been on top of the game, and this dude just got mollywopped. He got demolished. You don't think that song that did that is going to be remembered 20, 30 years from now?
Remember, but I'm saying from a day by day is more impossible to cope. I feel like I'm the one that's slinging dope.
That so much.
You know what I'm saying? With Scarface,
you don't think I love that song, but A minor is not going to be forgotten 5 years from now. No,
I mean I ain't gonna be. I mean, when I like I said when I'm saying my frame of mind. My frame of mind, I'm gonna go back to a record like Mind Playing Tricks on Me. Not that I feel like I'm schizophrenic or nothing. I'm saying when I'm trying to contemplate and think about, trying to get in my introspective bag, I'm gonna go to that record. You know what I'm saying? Even on Halloween last year, Halloween fell on the weekend. Me and good old boys are trick or treating.
But the thing about a classic song, the thing about a classic song, and this is to Super Duper's point. The thing about a classic song is music sonics change so much over a short period of time. What's hot today might not be hot tomorrow. So when you have songs that transcend those periods, multiple periods, that's what makes it really a classic.
Leroy, let him cook.
I'm letting me cook.
What I'm saying is the Mind Playing Tricks on Me has lasted 30 years over 50 different sound changes.
You know
From
how
the
many
south,
times
the west, the east, the north,
were you
overseas, but it's lasted 30 years.
when that song came out?
It's a staple, though.
Did we drive cars when Mind Playing Tricks on Me came out? No, we were all taking the bus or walking. So the reason why we heard that song so many times is because waiting on the bus and we were listening to that song and there was no internet. Now Kendrick is competing with the internet. We're all grown. We have families. We have cars. We got bills. So the playing field is completely different. When that Scarface album came out, you probably bought that at the store with the few dollars you had and you walked all the way home listening to that over and over because that's the only option you had. Like,
I feel you, Leroy, but that's a cop out because yes, the internet has definitely.
We only had a few in the early 90s. We only had a few albums. We probably have 50 albums. Now these kids got hundreds of albums at their disposal.
And the
when I was growing up in the 90s, I went to Best Buy to buy some shit, or I went to the little local shop around the way. There was a lot of shit in there. A lot of trash ass albums in there. We don't forgot them albums now. There was a lot of trash ass albums.
But these
it wasn't all. It wasn't
weeks today.
I know, but it wasn't all good and gravy in the 90s. I done heard a lot of mixtapes in the 90s. A lot of niggas was giving some trash albums out. And we remember the best stuff. And it's going to be the same now.
It was a smaller best.
We don't, but the best stuff isn't as much as the 90s, though, today.
Man, I done heard 100 Tupac rappers in the 90s. 100 and like at least thousands of Tupac rappers in the 90s. And they was all trash. And they all was from New York.
Imagine
that might be true, but that don't mean much.
That's part of it.
But today's era, everybody has access to the internet. So it's a little, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying there wasn't whack niggas in the 90s. There obviously was, but
the attention span of Drake's song where he was attacking back Kendrick, it lasted 10 minutes. Like Family Matters, the impact lasted 10 minutes and disappeared. That's this era.
That means it's not a classic song, though.
That's this era. Back in the day, you can hear a song and you'd run back that same song for like the whole year until you heard from the artist.
But why are we acting like Sicko Mode from Travis Scott don't exist? Why are we acting like, some of the Cardi B joints don't still get played every now and again? Why are we acting like...
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you, Mad Max. I feel we have classic songs. I mean,
like, if it's really a classic, because I'm trying to make songs that were out kind of recently that have stayed. Migos, Bad and Bougie, you might still hear that in a club.
Ain't no mic. That's getting played.
Classic.
That's a classic.
Played. That means the song held up over time. We what 8 years from Bad and Bougie? It's held up.
21 Savage, a lot.
That's a classic. Even what's with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That classic.
Sure, your ear today is so much more advanced than it was 30 years ago. Your ear now has heard so many songs that the dynamics going through your ear is crazy.
But Leroy, but
Leroy, you talking as if we didn't come. You talking as if we didn't come from busy being the 1 and the 2 when like that's what we came from. Like the shit's gonna change. If it's good, it's gonna last.
But Leroy, if a song moves on quickly, it can't be classic unless it gets re-hot eventually in the future. But it can't be a classic unless it's like it has to stand time.
I'll give you that. Maybe Not Like Us won't stand the test of time. I highly doubt it. It's the number 1 song of a summer. Usually, when that happens, if you're the number 1 song of a summer, you usually get remembered. Unless you're like one of them even if you're a one-hit wonder, you still get remembered for a classic song, especially the hottest song of the summer. They still kind of play it, but how many? I mean, he crashed out a little bit, so it's going to be some time. Maybe he'll have like a rebrand. But all I'm saying is, we're only talking about one artist when we talk about modern artists being put in that top 10. It's only Kendrick Lamar that we're talking about. I mean, it's not like we're trying to say this whole new generation of rappers need to be put in the top 10. There's only one guy we're talking about.
Today, if artists drop Illmatic today, it would only garner the attention of his core group, and the rest would pay it no attention.
That would mean that it's not a classic.
That's you could drop Illmatic today, and people would be like,
But I don't think
Nah, I don't know that. If you drop Respect today, people will be like, "Damn." Ugh.
Well, Illmatic was made in a different time, Leroy. So you can't really do that.
Yeah. So Illmatic today is not going to ring off. When you drop Illmatic on the internet today, it's not the same as when you dropped it
Because
at
the
Best Buy.
internet,
When you drop that, it's
but the
not the
beats
same.
that drive the internet today are trap beats. It's
Yeah.
drill beats.
So if you drop Illmatic
You
today, they're
can't
going to
just
be like,
drop
oh,
boom bap
it's
today.
regular.
You can't
If you-
drop 90s boom bap today. I mean, I get what you're
So
trying
why
to say,
compare
but
it?
it's not
Why
really
compare
fair.
it all? So why compare the albums at all if you can't drop that today? Is what I'm saying.
Because Illmatic was dropped in its time and it lasted from its time till now. So it already transcended different time periods.
The only option we had to hear Illmatic was to physically get up and go buy it. There was no other option. Had the option be the internet with all this different stuff, we may have not have got up to go buy that. We may have just heard it on the YouTube one day and just left it alone.
I hear what you're saying, Leroy, but you have to remember that it's a sensitive spot for a lot of these guys. So they're not at the. They haven't seen enough from Kendrick to start giving it like a real critique, side by side critique. So they're still judging it based off the legacy. So they're comparing Kendrick's legacy, comparing it to Scarface's legacy. They're not comparing the music because if they don't believe in Kendrick's legacy because it's still it's still pretty much new. He's about 10 and a couple years in the game, so it's still fresh. So I understand that it's going to take a bit for them to come to grips with the idea that a modern rapper is touching the top 10, but it's going to happen.
I don't think
it is what it is. He put the work in. He got a three-peat. He got a hot song of the summer. He knocked out the biggest rapper in the game. This is happening.
And
that's not the reason, though.
Let me get to the super chat real quick. MC with the super chat says college bands will keep not like us alive forever. Yep, that could be the case. But let's do this. Let's go around real quick. John, give us your final thoughts, Mad Max. Then Leroy and I will close it out, man. So what's your final thoughts, John, before we get up out of here?
Hey, I want to talk the Kendrick shit, but I gotta talk some other shit too. Hey, my shit coming out next month. I just been in the studio working on some shit. I know y'all usually like the whole boom bap sound. My shit's gonna be a little bit different though. I'm an artist.
Can we get a sneak preview? Can you send me a sneak peek, bro? A snippet?
Yeah, I got you. I'll send you. I got your email, right? You got my number. We'll exchange some.
Just text it to me. Just text it to me.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like I play guitar, I rap, I do it simultaneously. You know, I'm more. I like to move the crowd and do my shit my own unique way. So I'm coming with some hot shit. I done heard OG was kind of sending me some little shots. I ain't gonna put them out there. I hear you, OG. I know you listening. I hear you, OG. It's good. We gonna make some moves out here. So New York is definitely on the rise. North Side Queens, we holding it down, and I'm just proud of Kendrick, man. He done put on for the culture. We needed this. All the veterans are coming back. All the spitters is coming back. The feelings coming back. You got Common, Nas, even Kenny coming around with some Lupe. Even though he was talking some shit on there, but his samurai shit, I've been playing some of that. That was a good look. So the feelings coming back to the genre, and I'm here for it. So I'm about to give my new joint, and I'm about to give to that feeling too. So hopefully everybody on according to hip hop, Ron, Mike, I hope y'all give my shit a listen and give your honest opinion. I'm here for it, and I'll be back, for sure. So y'all have a good one.
Appreciate you, brother, man. Drop me the music, man. We're gonna support it in any way we can, bro. We appreciate you, my guy.
Yep.
Peace. Mad Max, man. What's on your mind? What's your closing thoughts, brother?
My closing thoughts, right, is I kind of want to respond to that other point John Nori made about it being too new. I don't think that's the case because again, I don't want to use Nas or Hove too much, but Ron, I guess you and Leroy would be more knowledgeable than me. I remember in 04 when I was like 8, they were calling Nas, if he wasn't the best or the GOAT, but they was definitely saying he was better than like Rakim and LL. And LL and Rakim were like the guys and stuff like that. I know Pac and Big. Like, I don't think people have a problem giving a newer artist after like 10 years from their debut, their credit. I just think a lot of these dudes, their music aren't hitting like that. The dudes whose music hit like that, we see, we see have we see their legacies per se. You know what I'm saying? And we see what we see what they do. We see what they become. We see how their music has transcended themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear ASAP Rocky and a lot of these dudes today. Still, I still hear him. I still hear, some of the stuff from Future and these cats from what Future was doing from 2015. You're gonna hear going into 2025 from other people. That means the stuff from 2015 can't be all that whack. Is what I'm trying. Is my point. If your shit is really that, the thing is, if you're what you're doing, this is my final point. If what you're doing is really it, if it really got that charisma, then it's going to stand the test of time. In New York, Pop Smoke still run it. There is no rapper since Pop Smoke dying who has put out hotter joints to the kids in the city than Pop Smoke. And he's been dead for 4 years now. His music is 6, 7 years old, or about to be 7 years, 8 years old. So the hot stuff, the real hot stuff, it lasts. It doesn't. We don't need. It's not going to take 20 years. It's going to take about 10 for us to realize or close. That's my final take.
Appreciate you, my guy.
I think if someone makes a classic song, I think someone can identify a classic right after they hear it. I mean, if not right after they hear it, I think in that same week. I think like when we heard Exhibit C from Jay Electronica, we knew that had a classic element in it. You know what I mean? Almost immediately after hearing it. So I do think it's possible you could recreate that feeling. But the songs that we grew up on playing repeatedly for 30 years, is something going to match that feeling? I just don't see it. I've heard so many great artists, incredible lyricists with incredible albums, and none of that has been able to move the foundational albums out the way because they're foundational. Like, we're comparing stuff like a rapper that comes out and let's say a super lyrical dude comes out today. He's pulling from the influence of everything we grew up on. So he ain't going to be greater than the influence itself. Like if he's pulling from Nas, Jay, Pac, Big, so he ain't going to be greater than the actual ingredients he's pulling from. Because even if he is, we're not going to say it. Lupe Fiasco could make Mural Part 2. We ain't gonna put him over the greats. It don't matter what he rap. So it's like that's because the bar is just too. If you play a song, you play Illmatic for the last 30 years, can nothing reach that bar? We've played Reasonable Doubt for 30 years. America's Most and Death Certificate. All Eyes on Me. We've been playing those albums for 30 years. If you think somebody tomorrow is going to come out and match that energy, I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
I mean, it can happen, man. They said it back in the day. I mean, they said, well, man, nobody's going to be better than James Brown. Nobody can make better music than James Brown. Or nobody can make better records than Chuck Berry or all those, or Howlin' Wolf, or all those old school cats that came up in the day. And Rick James came along, then Michael Jackson came along, then Prince came along, then Stevie Wonder came along. So people can evolve, and I think the music can shift. I don't know. Rakim was the guy, and then Nas came around, and then Jay came around. Now you got new guys like, well, not newer guys. He's been in the game for 11, 12, 13 years, 14 years. Kendrick. So I mean, people will give people props if they can move the needle around. Like Sugar Hill Gang was out, he and Run DMC. Then along came the Wu-Tang Clan. So I mean, I think people will give people props. If the music is there, and the songs are there, and the rhymes are there, and the beats are there. It's all about beats and rhymes. If those things are there, those elements are there, then people will give them his props.
Somebody could come out and actually be a better hustler rapper than Jay-Z, right? But the chances of us actually seeing that and it happening, though, what are the chances of that happening? That's a very low chance of that happening. Is it possible? Yes. I'm sure there's a rapper out there right now that raps about hustling better than Jay-Z. But is he gonna come out and hit like the same that Jay did? I
If
don't
he
know.
makes better songs than Jay-Z, yeah.
Okay.
I would say I would disagree. I would say if he makes better records than Jay-Z, then yes.
Bring it.
We just haven't seen that yet.
We ain't seen that yet.
If he rhymes better than Jay and his songs are better than Jay, then I will be the one to say yes.
But the people out there that actually rhyme better than Jay-Z, that's probably such a small list that we'll never know these people. That's what I'm saying. Like that list is probably 100 rappers on planet Earth that maybe could rap better than Jay.
Well, we would like to hear them. And if you can rap better than Jay-Z and you're listening to the sound of my voice and Leroy's voice right now at this wee hour in the morning of the 8th of July, the year of our Lord 2024, please send us the music to info@accordingtohiphop.com, or you can send it to me. But anyway, Leroy, this has been a great show, man.
Yes, sir. Nah, good stuff, man.
We appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, man. That's very important. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Tell a friend, because if you get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, we will have that festival. We're still 1.7 million strong on Facebook, still 38, some odd thousand on IG, rocking on X, be on TikTok. We out here. We appreciate you guys for tapping in with us on a late night. We have news on the show tomorrow. We may be on, we may not. I have family arrangements for our departed loved one tomorrow, so we may or may not be on. But if not, I'll see you guys on Wednesday, and Mike and Leroy will hold it down. Have a good night, man. Peace.
Peace.